fans.
Okay.
Goosies.
I don't have hair.
Oof.
You got Marcos.
That's not. No, that's not.
Wait.
Yeah,
That's true. You do got me. Get over here, Marcus. Let me look at you.
They
don't want it.
Tobin and Leroy, ready to deploy. Had to hit it with a little journalism, but that was a decoy. Better have about me, boy. Okay, Leroy and Tobin, hold to the show, man. Still in the stars with the show, and till then his half moon open. Sometimes go taste like a snowman. No proof I'm alive by the motor. No proof. Like I always wanted him, I never hated him, I never traded him, and if I did, I never ever traded him. You never know what is a star like under the city, the driver's side floor. Gucci a large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 8, 10 in the more, 2 to the P. Nothing to you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever and cute as can be. You can watch this on YouTube and view it for free. Ay. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time, what they gonna do next?
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
Morning, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Hello, Leroy.
What's up?
How are you, buddy?
You know what? I played Russian roulette on Thanksgiving. Delicious. Had a good meal. Huh?
What
You
do
don't know
mean
what, bro? You went over to somebody's house who you don't know how they cook?
No, I've never heard that term, no.
Well, now you have.
Okay.
Like
How'd they
if
do?
you go to, like, if you used to having a holiday meal at a certain person's house, you know how the food's gonna be, you know what to expect, you know how everything's gonna be, and you go in there with a, you know, I know I'm gonna get my eat on, right? Watch a little football or whatever. When you go to somebody else's house, somebody new that you haven't been to, are they gonna have a TV? Do they like football? What kind of food they're gonna have? Are they gonna have my sweet potato pie? All these things come into play. So you go into Thanksgiving a little nervous. You don't know, you might leave there hungry. You might have to make a stop on the way home because the food was garbage.
That's true.
So yes, Russian roulette.
Fair enough.
And
He's right.
it's okay.
Fair enough.
It was great.
Hello, Vlad.
Hello, Tobin.
How are you, buddy?
I'm all right. Good. All right.
Good for you. Good for
All
you.
right.
Good for you. Oh.
How about you?
Not great.
You're not
Oh,
great.
wait. He got
Wait.
all
Not
of this.
great.
Hold on.
Hey,
Not great.
Hold on.
Wait. We're not talking about sports right now. We just talking about your own.
Oh, my
your
own
ex-
well-being.
No.
Your own well-being.
My own well-being, my
Yeah.
family, everybody. That real stuff is good.
Because it seemed
Yeah,
like
that's
you
what we
had a
start
great
with.
Thanksgiving. I
Yeah.
saw a beautiful picture of the family.
Yeah, real stuff was good.
Right. That's what I started off with. Now I know where you want to go. And where would you like to start?
I would like to go a bevy of directions, but I think the place I would like to start is, has a 21-0 lead ever felt like emptier than that? Because I was like,
At no point in time did I think it was going to be a
I
blow.
was just sitting here like, I can't believe the start to this game, and yet I was terrified.
Yep.
Because I knew that this team, which this season, Leroy, I can't remember a team, not that a team hasn't had bad defenses before, but like usually a 2-score lead, I'm talking 2-tutty lead that this team has had. I can think on 4 occasions this season where they've been up 14 and it's just gone bang, bang, blink of an eye. Then they start the game 21-0. I'm like, maybe. But I was a fool to even think that for a second, because of course this team was just going to be like, how could we make this hurt the most? On the road, take care of business. We're in the championship game. But could they do it? No.
Dude.
And then to kick a field goal. Why? What's the point? How you
here's
think
why.
you're going to stop?
No.
How you think you're going to stop?
Hold on. Let me explain to you why. It was
Don't explain
fourth
to
and-
me. Don't
Why?
explain to me. Because
Okay.
I don't want to hear it.
I
I don't
know,
want to
but
hear
then,
it. I don't want to hear it.
But here, so that means you should be coaching the Canes
Oh,
because
Listen.
you think you know what the best choice to make there.
Who old No Knee McGee?
If you don't get 4th and 9, you're in the same boat. So you might as well kick the field goal. You're gonna have to stop them anyway.
You know how embarrassing it is, though? Like, let's just talk about that. Okay. You had an all-time season from this poor quarterback. What a year he had.
Yep.
Okay. And good.
Yep.
I'm glad it's worked out for him. He's turned himself into essentially a top 5 pick. He deserves it. Okay. But do you know what a letdown it is to have your defense be so piss poor? Nobody can rally. Nobody can play with discipline. Nobody can play with any cajones like this kid does.
It's not even that. It's Tobin. You hit the nail on the head. The first comment you made, and I said this.
You've been saying
against
this
Georgia
all
Tech.
year.
I'm like, there's certain things on defensive football where if you're just in the damn spot, you can create some type of deference. Just seal outside. Just get outside and make the guy turn in. You don't even have to make the tackle. You just be a cone. Get to that spot. And it seems like there's so many guys in that front 7 that want it to be about them. I want to make the play. That you have 3 D linemen and 2 linebackers stacked up in one hole because everybody see that hole. They want to go make a play through that hole instead of playing discipline. And there's a way you have to play defense. Defense, and I'll use it this way. Defense is a lot about the way Spo talks about the Heat. In that there's other ways to affect the game without actually making the tackle, right? And there's other ways to affect the game and make an impact on the game without actually scoring the points. This defense hasn't figured that out yet because everybody wants to make a play to the point where they expose their defense to even worse big play, more big plays, more. It's and I've been saying it all year.
How have they played all season worse with 2 touchdown leads than they have with like 3-point deficits? I don't understand it. I'm like, this is you go on the road and you go bang, bang, bang. That should be easy breezy, baby.
No, dude.
Tobin, we've been telling you this whole season.
Oh, dude,
and no, Leroy. I'm sorry, but I remember after the Georgia. What game was it? The California game?
Cal.
The Cal
I
game.
said
Cal, Tech.
Louisville. We've been telling you. I remember.
Wait, let me be Tobin. Just win, baby.
Just win, baby.
You want to enjoy the ride, man.
You want to know another example of? Let's use the example we're using with Miami right now in the NFL. Kansas City. They are asking for it.
Yeah, but they got titles. So
but I'm just listen. I'm not worried about what I'm just saying. This team right now is very similar
to last year's team.
You want to know what this team is? This team is last year's Dolphins. That's what they are. Because you'll never have a situation, you'll never have a conference. Here you go. Lay it up. Go take the ACC. You never have done it. Never. This conference that everybody wants out of, that you have to beg to get credit for, here you go. Go take it. Nah, Georgia Tech, Syracuse, too much for us.
Hey, but here's the deal. Like, you're making it sound like they were supposed to win the ACC. I would just say, when you watch, like, do they deserve to be in the championship game? No.
Well, nobody does after blowing a 3 touchdown.
No, but I'm just saying, like, when you say
it was Leroy, like, I understood their flaws. We've known their flaws. I understand. I know they're a flawed team. But this is a conference that everybody kind of looks upon as like,
yeah.
And, I mean, like, dude, they felt they cratered. And like, I'm not here to bitch about rankings because you deserve what you get after that. So whatever. But like the punishment they get for losing on the road, a 4-point game compared to other teams is crazy. I mean, like Georgia Tech, for as much as I hate, like they went, I mean, what they go
Toe to
9
toe with
overtimes with Georgia.
Yeah, they
like
could have very easily beat Georgia.
And so I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen because really, like, you're basically just begging that style points may get you into this thing, but you really don't deserve it.
Here's the thing,
I'm
though.
just sitting here and I'm like, I guess I feel bad for Cam. I feel bad for Restrepo. I feel bad for the guys who are like, who did make this a fun season. And I'm like, man, how much more could they give you? And you couldn't get it over the proverbial goal line. You just, not surprising, but very disappointing.
It's disappointing because the part of defense that I'm talking about can be corrected, right? It has nothing to do with the talent. If everybody is where they're supposed to be and disciplined, that in itself is an offensive deterrent. Now, for everything you say about what happened on Saturday,
Yeah.
the one thing you're overlooking is their offense was more potent than the Canes this year. So
Who?
what did you think was going to happen?
Oh, Cuse?
Yes.
Yeah, they're good.
No, but I'm just saying. So now you have the U of M, University of Miami's offense on the opposite side of an offense that's the equivalent to them. So how many points did you think were going to be scored? So when they scored 21, I'm like, wow, it might be 80 points scored in this game.
It might have. I mean, it was a lot of points.
Right, because they are, and that offense was and is what Miami's offense is. So it became a situation of who can get stops on defense. That's it. That's it. And look, I would be okay with the outcome of the game if not for one thing. There were too many plays made where I knew for sure a guy should have been there and he was off doing his own thing. You understand what I'm saying? I would have been okay with, oh, that's good, sound offense against sound defense. They're just making plays. But that wasn't the case.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. Sucks. Bummed. Monday Rewind brought to you in part by your South Florida Chevy dealers. You're looking for more power, capability, and technology with Chevy trucks. You're ready for anything. Chevrolet together. Let's drive. We'll get to the rest of the football downtrodden news as, yes, of course, we have not been on since the Miami Dolphins dolphined in the in the cold on Thanksgiving. It was over after a drive. Take a break. Back after this.
All right.
Got what you
So I mean, it doesn't really make me feel anything. I think I have an expectation, just like just like I know that when after we win a game, you guys will look me in the eye, and if we lose, you don't look at me.
No, you don't look at me. Eyes to the ground, Mike. You don't look at me. You'll ruin Thanksgiving.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, ruined it.
Well, how? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, okay. Here. Thanksgiving was great.
No. I'm asking you this question. Not
You
they
just
ruined
asked.
it because they lost,
Yeah.
but why did they lose?
Well, that's not what you asked.
Okay, go. Never mind.
Okay. You asked, how did they ruin Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving was going swimmingly until they muffed the punt. And then I knew it was over.
Okay.
Over in one play. You knew where it was going. I'm like, great. Here we go. So predictable, so expected, so on brand, and somehow worse that they've gotten to this point, because normally when I hear teams kicking other teams' ass, normally I would just want credit for that, right? But the fact that the Packers are mocking you afterwards, being like, them boys are gold. Like, normally you say, pro's pro, baby. We just got the best of them. We have more talent. And I have Josh Jacobs being like,
And mind you, it was a balmy 28 degrees out there in Green Bay. Like, that's like 35
Wait,
degrees.
but who was cold?
everybody. Did you see McDaniel shivering?
Yeah, but he ain't playing.
Oh, dude, trust me. He was the only thing he was playing with was that play sheet because it was shaking out of his hand nearly.
He looked like the Humpty Dance.
He tried to tough it out just going hoodie. Nah, get a jacket on. You're too skinny. You're skin and bones, Mike. Put on some Gore-Tex. What are you doing?
Gore-Tex.
Yeah, you need something wind resistant, dude. You're too I know you're a Denver boy, but South Florida, it'll beat it out of you. You needed something a little bit more bulky.
As a transplant in New York, I will agree with that. The minute you touch South Florida, within a year, you're
done.
The sun just saps all your.
You're done. You're done, dude.
You're cold restraint. You're done. You're done.
You might as well be an iguana. Like it's donezo. You're done. Like it was so frustrating. Like I saw them bounce off. That defense was so bad. Oh my God. They were sliding down Josh Jacobs' leg. And that Intangibles. Oh my God. That rhinoceros that they have, the one who doesn't cause all the penalties. That tight end. I mean, he was running through Dolphins like they were paper mache.
So you're saying the defense?
Oh, the defense was horrible.
Well,
Okay.
I think
horrible.
it was all three fields.
All
Leroy.
of them were bad, but it was a complete team letdown. I mean, Tuanon got so mad at me. I was just, oof. They got so mad at me because he had that drive right before halftime where he was like throwing it nowhere near anybody.
Oh, you're talking about
and it completely swung the game. The game was over. They went up 24-3 and it was up 3 touchdowns and that puppy was over. And it wasn't mostly on Tua. If I had to rank things that were on the Dolphins of top 10, maybe he's in the top 10.
He's in the top 10.
But he was talking that smack coming into the game. We're going to kill narratives. We can't wait to kill narratives. And you guys only made it worse. And meanwhile, I have to watch last night in a blizzard. The Buffalo Bills clinched the division the first day of December. And they weren't even trying this year. The Jets were trying. The Dolphins were trying. The Bills are like,
and we both stink. Us
Stink.
more than you guys, but yeah, stink. We both stink.
They ran away with this division scot-free. Not even a challenge. Not even a challenge. And the Dolphins have their own teammates, the opponent, the media, Everybody's saying soft. Can't win in the winter. Everybody agrees universally. And the Bills are here doing snow angels. Ruined my Thanksgiving. I think everybody knew it too, because I was sitting here. I got done with Game Day Uncensored. I waltz out to the TV. I say, kids karaoke, be gone. I turn on the game. Malik Washington. Should have gone 3-0, baby. No, can't catch a punt. We knew where that was headed, Leroy.
Were they singing good songs at least?
Did a decent job. I mean, pretty good for kids. But, it's football time.
I mean,
Get out of here.
I mean,
Get off my coffee table.
But after the first half, you rather listen to some kids karaoke. I mean, they couldn't muff worse than the Malik Washington there.
Oh, man. Anyway, what do you got, Leroy? What were your thoughts on the game?
I got nothing.
You got nothing?
You go ahead, because I don't look at sports like that.
What were your takeaways? Do tell.
The defense was terrible. Simple as that. Like, there's no other way of putting it. Like, sometimes in sports and in life, right? You got to just man up and do whatever it takes. And whatever the circumstances are, it doesn't matter. You are going to be successful. Especially you have to especially have that attitude on defense.
Oof.
Right? And so it was disappointing that the guy who's speaking on behalf of the team actually didn't play that bad. Right? Tua.
Stop with that. Those were empty calories.
He's
Okay.
right.
Okay then. Then he played terrible too. Like, Tua can't score when you don't have the ball.
He didn't score when they did have the ball until they were
Right.
down 24 points.
Right. And they went prevent. All
Yeah.
right.
Well, you mean like it's fine. I'm not blaming Tua.
I'm
not
just saying,
blaming
I'm
Tua.
saying this with the conditions and what we were talking about with the conditions. There's two things that I know this team needs, right? The first thing is I didn't have a problem with the wide receivers. They were fine. They were running around. They were catching the ball. Wasn't a whole bunch of, ooh, it's cold, my hands are frozen. Wasn't none of that. They need a bruiser. They need a guy who you can hand the ball off to, going to push the pile for 3 or 4 yards in no matter what conditions. And I've been saying that for 2 years.
You want to know what
They thought they got it. They
Mhm.
thought they had it. But no, everything they talk about is speed. You know what? Give it to a lineman. Just give it to him and say, go push the pile. That's
Get,
what you got to do when the conditions are like
get
that.
yourself a Harbaugh. Get him that guy who's that, like, he got a former defensive lineman to throw back there
And put him at, yes.
the
Yes.
one that killed when they were down 14-3 and they handed to Chris Brooks and we're like, oh, he's that guy.
Oh, the former Dolphin.
Yes.
Oh yeah, they were rubbing it in.
Yeah, well, he should, dude, because you kept him for Jeff Wilson, who hasn't played in 2 months. And he was skipping willy-nilly down the field, running over Dolphins, and is like, watch this, boys. We're about to go up 21-3.
By the way, you know who's coordinating a top 3 defense?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, you want to know what else? Because it's just like, people say, are the Dolphins cursed? And I don't know. But I would tell you, the evidence would suggest so. How about the fact that, Leroy, every single safety that the Dolphins have out there, I mean, we're face plant in the cold, not tackling a soul. And what do I see yesterday? Marcus May, cut by the Dolphins. Interceptions yesterday, making plays for the Chargers. What decisions are being made over there, dude? You cut it. That guy wasn't playing. You're playing old Billy Club, the mole, washed ass Jordan Poyer. That guy couldn't play.
Why are you smiling like that?
because I just
Leroy
went
kinda
back.
devilish
I
about
just had a flashback, and I'm wondering if somebody in Baltimore was saying that when I was running willy nilly for the Vikings. I was just picturing Baltimore Tobin watching me score 3 touchdowns in the playoffs, and you got Van Morris. So it's my own personal giggles, but
No, that was great, Leroy. That was great. Because you look
But I
like you look like you went like your brain just went
Yeah.
like that song with the harpy and you just went to yesteryear. Like
yeah. But
you know what I
so
mean?
yeah, like I can't see in the I always have this conversation with you with quarterbacks, right? Like we quick to call a quarterback a bum or a bust. And when you look at a situation like Sam Darnold, where he's gotten into a good system, something that suits him and fits him, now he's leading the team that's going to the playoffs,
Right.
right? And so there's a lot of that goes on in the NFL. And so I don't know how. So every time I hear you say that, or who was it? Matt Collins catch a touchdown for
Oh, no
for
shoes.
no shoes for Buffalo.
Walking
I'm
in
like,
the
yeah,
snow with
he
no
was here
shoes.
too. Like
Well,
there's
listen, the Jets and Dolphins right now could look at each other like the spider. We're gonna see them walk onto the field like the Spider-Man meme because the Jets have lost to Geno Smith and Sam Darnold this year.
yeah, but they didn't sign Tom Brady and think he was the savior.
Yeah. Well,
and then go trade assets for a wide receiver. Listen, here, not
but
for nothing. You know what they did? You know what they did? The Jets put 20-inch rims on a Fiat. So they went and got a number one receiver, and he just running sprints.
no, we better not lose to that Fiat this weekend.
Is it here? It's down here?
How's Odell doing, guys?
Oh, don't
Odell?
do that. He didn't
No.
take over
Hey,
the organization and get
but here-
everybody fired.
Wait.
And by the way, that's right. You
Here's the
did say,
difference.
and
Here's the
you
difference.
guys lost to damn Fangs and Flores is having a great year.
They
too.
are having a good year. Fangs.
No, here's the deal, though. Me and Frog Boy got in an argument for a whole show over bringing in Odell. So everybody, it wasn't like
No, not
Okay.
everybody, not you.
I mean, they did
No,
find their third receiver.
you
Johnny
did good.
Smith's amazing.
You've hit a lot this year. I'll give you that on 2024. You've hit a lot in the NFL headlines. You've been right on them. You were right on the Jets. You were right on Odell. Yeah. And you're right on a couple more things. You've had a good year.
I'm a big. I tell you what, their MVP right now is Jonnu Smith because can't nobody stop him. He is always open, but it's gonna be like that, until they start covering Jonnu Smith, and then the other two guys get open again. But I don't know, man. It sucks because every game to me is its own entity, right? I don't try to think of, oh, well, all these situations lead up to this. I just try to look at that game as that game. And people that talk about sports go back in time and then put all the similarities together.
Yeah, but you did it with the Canes, though. Like we were just talking about. Like you could see what happened this past week. We saw coming the whole year.
We're talking about two different things.
Are we?
I'm talking, because I'm talking about how the actual team was playing. It was not a narrative. It wasn't, oh, in 5 years they haven't won when the temperature's below. No, it was how this team is playing and how everybody was getting excited and enthusiastic about a team that was not playing discipline.
Yeah, but I get you, but I'm tired of them saying the word. Like I'm tired of the coach saying the word narrative. I'm tired of Tua saying the word narrative. It's not narratives when they're facts. They can't, Leroy. They don't win in the cold. They can't do it. And if everybody is signing off on it in their locker room and in the other locker room, why do we keep saying the word narrative?
But that's that's the thing. I don't like. That's not a reason for me. Like, it's cold, we can't win. Like I can't, as a player, to say the conditions are why we're losing. I'm not buying that. I'm not. Now the result may be that those games were cold, yes, but I like to say, okay, why did they lose this game? They didn't lose this game because it was cold. They lost this game because they couldn't tackle and their defense wasn't very good. And you couldn't run the football, which is a requirement in cold weather games.
Well, they haven't been able to run the football for a month.
Right. Oh, okay. Whatever. Again,
All right, so Leroy,
I'm just looking at this game. Why did they lose this game? The other team could run the ball. You couldn't tackle, and you couldn't run the ball in return.
but it's a trend though, Leroy. Every time they play in the cold, that they're not unable to run the game. So
I understand that.
I've got to look at the coach because
No.
he is the coordinator.
Yeah,
Or whoever the coordinator.
The coach is
Wait. He's not the only one. How far back you gonna go if you're gonna say that? Mike McDaniel can't win in the cold? Go back to the other coaches. Like this is a long time thing. If that's what you're gonna do, that's why I say that shouldn't be an excuse.
It's not an excuse. It's the facts, though, dude.
Okay,
I'm not saying.
Wait. All I'm saying is this: it was the facts for the last coach too. So to say that Mike McDaniel can't win in the cold, we've been saying that for years.
Okay.
Not just with Mike McDaniel.
But also under the reign of this quarterback, his record in 40 degrees or worse is over. A donut, dude.
Oh, okay. So what do you suggest they do?
I don't know. I'm just telling you that's what the facts are. I don't want to hear the word narrative. They're facts. He hasn't done it.
Okay.
He hasn't done it.
Okay.
Why are we what are we sitting and dancing around it for?
Here. Because I look at it this way. Let's look at the teams they played in the cold. Right? That matters too. Because you haven't beat Buffalo, so there's a double narrative there, or a double, however you want to call it. You're playing Buffalo in the cold.
Yeah, but that's also along with it. He's bad against good teams too.
Maybe the team isn't good enough.
Okay, maybe.
If you're losing if you beat if there's 31 other teams in the league, and you can beat the 15 teams here, but you can't beat any teams up there, guess where you fit? That's a fact.
Nothing you're saying I'm arguing with, and nothing
So
you're
why
saying
do we go into games? Why do we go into seasons saying our team should be here when the facts and the evidence say, maybe they're only here. They never beat the teams up here, and they always beat the teams down here. That slots you right there. So how do you get above that? How do you get into the upper echelon teams? How do you get your team there? Well, first you got to start by beating some of those teams above you, which you haven't done.
Nope.
So
I'm happy, I'm sad.
we're sitting here saying this team should be doing something when in actuality, the facts say that they slot right about 13th or 14th in the league. They're beating the teams below them. When they get a chance to win against the teams above them, they can't. So guess where they fit?
Mhm.
You're not good enough. That's a fact.
Tell it to the quarterback, man, because he's the one talking all about it.
Wait, players don't want to hear that. They think they can beat anybody, and they should. That's how it's supposed to be. I don't care who you are. You don't go in the game and say, we're sliding 15th. We probably shouldn't beat this team. No athlete thinks like that. But the facts say otherwise. It's not the cold. It's not the conditions. It's look at your team. Look at the teams you've beaten the last 4 or 5 years, and look at the teams you lost to. And I guarantee you a lot of those cold weather games are from playoff teams.
Yeah. They have one very much in their division who's doing Snow Angels.
Okay. So that's the issue. The cold isn't the issue.
Okay, dude.
When you're good enough to beat Buffalo, you can beat Buffalo anywhere. When you're good enough to beat Green Bay, you can beat Green Bay everywhere. Okay? The fact is, when you get good enough to beat some of these upper echelon teams, it doesn't matter where you play. You're going to be better. Can they do it
with this coach's style, though?
Huh?
Can they do? Do you think it's talent? Or do you think it's coach's style? Because you've talked about them running outside all willy nilly.
I think it's going to be hard for you to ever beat a northern team up north without a physical run game. All the teams that have success this time of year, go look. All of them have a physical run game that they can go to, and I've been telling you this for years, in January, in December, in November, because that's all that successful football is that time of year. You're going to end up playing a game in the snow in December or January, and it's going to mean something. So without playing a physical and not having some type of physical style of run game, you're not going to be able to do it.
All right, we got to take a break. More to come after this. Welcome back, you rascals. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you. A holiday favorite, the Nutcracker, is coming to the Arch Center December 13th to the 24th. And we got your tickets to see it and get in the holiday spirit. It's easy to enter. Just go to WQM.com and head over to the contest page to register.
Two things remind me of Christmas: the Nutcracker and TSO, Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Oh,
It ain't the holidays until they come to town.
you like hearing that? Boom, 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 boom.
But it's funny because you know the music, right?
Mhm.
You only hear it during a certain time of the year, so
Right.
you know it's a holiday time.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for Mariah.
Oh, she's banking. I heard somebody was just walking around the other day. She was just playing it off their phone. I'm like, man,
Yeah, that's the other.
she's got to love that.
We have
She
to
still
include
got
Mariah.
the number one Christmas song, and
All,
She has to love that.
so
check
we have
come
to include
January.
her. We have to include her with
Mariah.
the
When you start hearing Mariah,
yeah, you know it's
Everything is peppermint.
because you don't hear Mariah at all.
yeah.
You don't hear Mariah at all.
Nope,
You
she ain't
hardly
doing
hear
new stuff.
nothing. Not even her old stuff.
Then you hear
What
All I
year
Want for Christmas.
That's it.
That's it. Holidays.
You see Trevor Lawrence get Flacco'd yesterday?
Oh my god! I
Hey,
thought that was a clean hit too.
listen,
Oh, it's a clean hit. What are you
listen,
talking
listen. Slide earlier.
That's what I'm
but-
saying. That's
but
why I
he
thought it was
did-
a little
He
clean.
slid late, but dude, it's a terrible hit. But when that aim point is moving, you ain't got time. You can't adjust in the air.
That was
And I
bad.
mean, wait, hey.
That was-
Long.
That's a big body to get down. Like
Hey.
it wasn't late. Like he came up like
No,
whew.
he ain't come up. He did the.
Oh yeah.
He was giving gang signs.
Took him off on the golf cart, dude.
Yeah, and then a melee ensued.
Oh yeah, they were pissed. Rightfully so. Rightfully
Hey,
Speaking of
I
melee,
don't know how to feel, cause
let me
my
ask you this,
weekend,
Leroy.
huh?
Let me ask you this, because this
What?
is about your weekend. Let me ask you this, Leroy and
Hmm.
and Tobin. I didn't know that Saturday was a holiday. I thought Flag Day was in June.
Oh, you talking about rivalry day?
Yeah.
No, it's the rivalry weekend is the weekend after Thanksgiving.
It was
But
I know it's rivalry weekend,
But
but everybody
everybody-
it was Flag Day.
yeah,
Everybody was planting their flags
yeah.
on state in the center of the field, and teams were not happy with it.
Well,
And that happened in your game, the big
Here.
game.
let me explain something to you. First of all, I'm gonna tell you a story. How this rivalry goes from year to year and back and forth and whatever. Right? It's a rivalry, and it is because you got a lot of kids back and forth. You know, Michigan's real close to Ohio and what have you. But it started with Woody Hayes and Schembechler, right? Those two guys went at each other. There was a situation where Michigan was getting throttled.
Yeah, the
Ohio State goes down the field with Woody, gets to the 5-yard line, scores a touchdown, right? You don't worry about that. In the game, you got maybe have some other guys in the game, and they want to score too because they don't get an opportunity to play in the big game. They line up and go for 2, right? Go for 2. They get to 2, lose by 30, something like that. It was terrible. Got beat down. After the game, they asked Woody, "Why did you go for 2 at the end of the game?" You know what he replied? "Because I couldn't go for 3. So, guess what we had to do? We had to eat it, and then the following year, we upset them. So, that's how that rivalry goes. There were no fights. You got your butt whipped. You lick your wounds and took it. You put that quote on the board. You see it every day of practice next year. And then when it come 365, when it come back around, then you remember. So the fact that you were a 20-point favorite, you lost the game, you already know that made Michigan's season. They ain't doing nothing.
It really did make
So
him
they
it made
gonna
his- it made his
celebrate.
day, too.
They gonna celebrate
It made his
celebrate.
day, too.
They gonna celebrate like it's a championship. You lick your wounds and you go in the locker room. And I would have did one better if I was the coach of Ohio State. I would have made them stand out there and watch it. So you understand what that rivalry is. So you know that the guys coming in next year, we ain't playing with this week. We ain't taking nothing for granted.
I don't think Ryan Day's making it to next season.
That's the problem.
Well, unless
Hey,
he's hoisting the national championship at the end of
Hey,
this thing, I don't think.
hey,
I don't think that's
I'm
happening.
gonna tell you like this. My texts were not too kind to Ryan Day.
They are looking to scrape whatever Urban Meyer is. They're looking to pump his heart full of youth and be like, get back out there, Herbs.
But I'm just saying, like,
Because this was supposed to be the layup year for old Ryan Day.
yeah,
What?
yeah. But the crazy thing about all that is that all that fighting after the game, it don't make Michigan look bad because they wasn't doing nothing all year. They've been terrible all year. It makes the team that was a 20-point favorite look bad because now you hurt. Your feelings hurt.
Well, they each got fined $100,000 each program. I'm sure that's gonna really affect.
I love what
I'm sure they're not gonna smile right now.
Michigan get ready to give a quarterback $12 million.
We'll take a break. Our Tua next. Nah, not in the mood. Not doing it.
Oh, you don't love Tua today, huh?
He doesn't deserve the Open.
Wow.
He doesn't deserve the Open.
Did you want sad Tua Open? You should have told me. I would have played that.
Nah, I don't want sad. It's been too many days to be sad, but I'm just saying he's not.
You're still bitter.
He's not getting the start of the week.
But you're still bitter.
Yeah, I'm still bitter. I'm still bitter.
Let me ask you, and I think I know the answer for this. Miami losing on Saturday didn't help.
Nope.
If Miami had won on Saturday, we would have been in here happy and excited.
All I had this weekend.
And Tua would have been a side note.
I see where you're going with this, Leroy.
All I had this weekend was the Cats. That's it.
Oh.
Yesterday really threw him over the edge.
Yep.
That's when he went over the edge. That's when he really.
Oh, you mean losing to the Raptors?
We haven't even gotten there yet.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, your heart rate. Did you get any sleep last night? Because your heart rate.
Slept fine. I slept fine, but it's just like, another game where, first of all, they've wasted every good Tyler Hero game this year. Every good Tyler Hero game they waste. And another game where Jimmy Butler's barely finishing the games. By the way, I just want to note it's December 2nd, and he's already had like 4 injuries. He's already had like 4 injuries.
Leroy, this is your year, bro. You are ending this year.
He's trying to get out there, but he is out there. You wanted him out there for all these games.
No, but here's my point. The only point that I was making is that when you have planned rest, you're not taking into account sports. So you play all the games you can play.
Oh, he has.
This year.
He's broken by December.
What
do you mean this year? Yes, this year. This is the year. This is the year we're talking about.
Let me explain something to you. Okay? You can't control injuries. These guys jump and land on ankles and twist their legs and all that. You can't. That injury could come at any time. What I'm saying is, if then you have planned rest or you're taking off for a little minor thing because you want to be 100%, okay, and then you have the accidental injury, now you're missing twice as many games.
Silly. What you should have done, rest on the Raptors game, have them ready for Boston tonight.
And what would happen if he would have – wait, who's to say that injury wouldn't happen now? You can't control injuries in sports. Like, why do you think you can plan an injury? You sound ridiculous.
I don't sound ridiculous.
Okay, then you keep resting guys.
Well, I can't. He's not going to rest because he wants to prove that he can play games, and now he's going to go through half these games. He's going to go through half of these games like a zombie.
And
what?
He wants to prove he can play all these games, and
he can't.
Okay,
which would buck against your argument.
No, it wouldn't.
Definitely would, dude. Definitely would.
So you're saying that? Wait, they've played how many games so far?
18.
They've played 18 games, and he's missed 7.
No, he's missed 4.
4.
I mean, the Charlotte game, he really wasn't there. I mean, his back was.
Okay, he
was walking like a zombie through that game.
You know what I'm saying? Okay.
But their best performances, their best games this season, he's been the reason for them.
Yes. Now, this is my only problem with the Heat. I used to think that Tyler could be that catalyst, right? Like, he gets his, he distributes, everybody else get theirs. But it always seems like it's Jimmy, right? If Jimmy goes on the floor and gets his and then distributes, the team does better.
Yes.
It's a weird dynamic, but so I get annoyed whenever when he's trying to slow roll it into the game. Feel his way. Well, no, Jimmy. Get yours. Get yours, buddy. Get yours.
If you want to talk about injuries, I mean, Bam Adebayo's injuring the rim because, I mean, Jesus.
Hey.
They call him
Bam.
This guy.
He went up for a dunk, and I thought the whole backboard and the left side of the stadium was going to fall. and the
bro,
ball didn't go in.
He tried to pump fake it 3 times against the Raptors. I'm like, and then just the ball just goes out of bounds. I'm like, what happened to you?
I don't know, man.
What?
Wait.
happened
Let's
to
not
you?
do this. Let's not do this.
What?
Because I know what Marcos would do.
Okay, but I know he's doing the stupid Asia Wilson. They've been together for a while. Has nothing to do with her.
When it gets public, it's a little bit more pressure.
Well, they haven't done
How's
public.
it pressure?
They've been out in public.
Ain't no I think he should.
But I will tell you this.
Or was it the
boy.
Leroy Dominoes?
No, here's what's happened. Okay,
Yeah,
and
Eric, so the conscience is weighing on him because he ain't clarified the rules. I know what's up.
Leroy's, he's never been the same since that Dominoes match. Seriously.
Okay.
Yeah, because all I have is all guys who don't play dominoes telling me what happened. He know what happened. You know what happened, Bam. You know what you did.
You think he's paying a karmatic
Yep.
loss? For
Yeah,
your,
you can't cheat
for
in
your,
dominoes, bro.
Yeah.
No.
He knew the
That's-
rules. We were playing by different rules.
This is where the intangibles don't know things. You can't cheat in dominoes. He was kind of cheating. He was kind of cheating.
I don't know, man.
The rules weren't clarified. That's cheating.
I feel like the rules were. He said, "Leroy, do whatever rules you want," and then
Yeah, but then when
just
you
took
do the
one.
rules that I want, we don't count. We don't take score until you win the down. So that's when he said 10. I'm like, whoa.
I wish it was that simple. Then I would have him go take a dive. And
I don't know. I don't know what it is. He missing his old faithful too.
Oh,
that
terrible.
free throw turnaround jumper.
Terrible.
Does he have leg problem? Is his leg sore or something? Because it seemed like he got no lift. Everything's short.
Maybe could he be tired from the Olympics? Maybe he's still
I think he's probably tired because he doesn't have a backup center, and the fact
does. Hey, now you stop it.
he wasn't available yesterday though. He wasn't available. He was hurt, and so was Nico.
He was hurt.
Yeah, he had a foot injury or something like that. And Nico hurt his ankle in practice, so he wasn't with the team. So they rolled Kevin Love out there, and every second that Kevin Love was out there was a bad second because oof.
What you expect 38-year-old intangible to look like?
I honestly I gotta be honest with you, I thought Kevin
he couldn't touch the rim when he was 20. What
They
you think he's doing at 38?
you want to talk about maintenance program? They need to play Kevin Love 4 times a month.
saran wrap him.
You need to play him 4 times a month.
Just put him on the end of the bench.
Yeah,
and just put him in a plastic cage and say break in case of emergency.
right. It's just it's anytime that they try and play him on normal rest, it's like he can't jump over a credit card. And I'm just
before. That's what I'm saying.
dude, I'm telling you, it was so he was a minus 17 in 9 minutes yesterday.
Hey, Kevin Love hasn't dunked a basketball since 1997.
Stop. The last time he dunked the ball was probably in Minnesota.
Yeah, that's 10 years ago, dude.
No, I think that might be more than 10 years.
More than 10 years ago.
Long time,
So,
dude.
Yeah, because he was in Cleveland for a minute.
So did that help me yesterday? The Heat giving up every basket known to man to the Raptors?
No,
it did not
no.
help with my attitude,
No.
Vlad, to answer your question. No, that did not help my weekend.
wait, let me ask you a question. So were you pissed off on the drive here? Thinking about because you were in the car by yourself and you just thinking of all the different ways that your weekend sucked and you just driving just mad, just
I actually look forward to these because it's cathartic for me. I like to talk this stuff out, and I'm hopeful. This is what a sucker I am, because what I'm thinking to myself, even though I don't know if Jimmy's going to play tonight, he probably won't. We'll find out at 1:30. I think is when the injury report comes out. But they play Boston tonight. And man, this used to be I cannot. Every Boston matchup was so huge, and they have a huge week coming up. They got Boston, they got the Lakers, they got the Suns, they got the Cavs, and it's this should be a great week of basketball for the Heat, and really should be like a measuring stick to me. I'm like, hey, let's see what's what. But I know what's gonna happen because I'm trying to talk myself, but I know what's gonna happen. Here's what's gonna happen: they're gonna go 2-2, and they're gonna be 500.
And here's what's
Because that's what they've been.
Tobin was so upset because here's where I know Tobin's been upset this weekend. As I was driving in, I see a notification from the Tobin channel. Tobin talks about the Heat's big week, right? Big week, 4 games. And I'm like, is he doing this from home? Did you do it from home?
Yeah.
And then he drove down here.
I was up early today.
That's how frustrated he was with this weekend of sports.
I thought
Like
you said you got a good night's sleep. That don't sound like
did
good
not.
night's sleep.
It was a lie. He did not.
That don't
You
sound
gotta
Told
this
me-
weekend.
I'm looking at him like, no, you're not. Because I saw you. I'm like, damn, that's the same shirt he had on this morning when he did the Tobin.
Changes. It wasn't my pajamas.
But bro, you were at home and you could have done the show at home, but no, he was.
of course.
You had an irate your weekend. You had an
maybe
irate
I'll take
weekend.
some calls from some people. We'll see. I
Yeah.
don't know. People want to
Yeah.
talk. They want to talk about the Dolphins.
Yeah,
they want to talk
he's-
about the Canes.
Leroy,
Nobody
your boy's
here's the thing-
upset.
Here's
Your
the thing. Nobody
boy's
wants to talk
upset.
about. Nobody wants to really hear about the Heat right now. And I'm very, but I'm
Right.
annoyed. I'm looking at this season. And I'm like, what is this season? Right? It's like they've shown some flashes. They've had some good moments. Tyler Hero's had a great year. It's kind of gone by the wayside. They're 500. Bam is like, I don't know what the hell this year is from him. And honestly, I'm blaming Erik Spoelstra.
You want me to
I'm
give you
saying-
the positive side of all this stuff?
Yeah, sure.
Normally, when this team goes bad, there'll be 5 games under 500. And then they turn it around and they fight like hell and win like 6 or 7 straight. And then they're 2 or 3 games above 500. That's what's happened the last couple of years.
Mhm.
Okay. If they're going through their struggles and they're 500, what happens when they go in that stretch where they win 6 or 7 games? See, so you're actually ahead of what they have been doing the last couple of years.
I think Erik Spoelstra's ruined Bam Adebayo.
Yeah,
Wow.
because he ain't no sinner.
Let me tell you something. Vlad,
When?
I listen to him because you want to know why? Because he
Why?
pulls tricks with Bam Adebayo.
So you think he's trying to do Riley
think-
mind games
I
with
think
Bam?
he's mind gaming him because, listen, he's like, all right, well, he can't hit the broadside of a barn. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn him into Ozempic Draymond Green, and we're gonna just have him set up our shooters. And
He's doing the stuff he did his rookie year. He's doing the stuff he did his rookie year. Dribble handoff.
Draymond Green was funny. But Ozempic Draymond Green.
it's so annoying. And I'm listening to him with Jax yesterday, and Jax is talking about it. He
Got
goes-
that low A1C, baby.
He's like, he's like, oh, Bam. He's like,
That A is for Asia. You know that, right? That's
Hey,
not low Asia 1C.
Hey, the only thing he ain't doing is singing a little jingle with his group. Like,
no, he's like, you got to have a real head space and head strength to not worry about the last box score item, which is points. And I'm like, no.
Yo, Ozempic
No,
Draymond Green.
You do it
unless,
again.
unless you lose by 3 and realize that them points mattered.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Unless he goes out there every single game, Spo, and you're like, oh, another 4 for 12 from him, because I'm not counting that last 3, Bam. And it's like, and then Jimmy's like walking like a zombie, and you don't even play Nico anymore. I know it wasn't available yesterday, but my poor Nico is like left out of the cold now.
You know what I would do?
Love.
I would go and just pick a game and call it a veterans rest game. And I would play those young guys till they drop. And you'll find out what they have and what you can do with them against the competition, against NBA competition. Because every young guy, they play in spots, in moments. I want to see if they get into a flow, how well they could do. So, Khalil, let him go out and foul out of a game.
I didn't see the comment. What did it say?
He said, all Bam got to do is punch Drew Smith, and then we got our own Draymond.
Oh, man. All right. We'll take a break.
Hey, are you
We'll get
feeling
back.
has this helped any?
It does help. It does help. Like, you guys think this doesn't help, but it does help.
Because I don't think to me, you don't feel any better. It's like every time we say a key word, you get mad.
I basically got I didn't even tell you this weekend. I basically got canceled by Dolphins Twitter. It was
Why?
ridiculous. Oh, because I got mad at a freezing cold take with freezing cold takes put up the Tua quote about we're ready to kill some narratives. And I'm like, I don't remember my exact tweet. I'll find it so I can properly tell you because we got to take a break. But, oh, man, did Tuanon have a field day with me. I mean, they dragged me through the mud. And it's not even fair because I'm the one who invented our tour. You're a bunch of Johnny-come-latelys.
Wow. Look at that, bro. Look, you see how they do the leader? You see how they do the leader, huh?
This is their problem. They're just little babies, and they just want to be mad at anybody. And if I have to be the sacrificial lamb you want to be mad at because you want to throw up Tua's box score, which is useless.
Empty calories.
Go ahead. That's okay. Lash out at me. Lash out at one of your own if that's what you need to do. But you know who I'm going to hold accountable? The guy who said he was going to end narratives, and instead all he did was stamp it as fact.
Daddy loves you guys.
Back after this. All right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy.
JFig says today you're more like Brendan instead of like Tobin.
I don't understand.
You're broken.
I don't think I am, though, dude.
I
I
don't
don't
think
think I am.
I-
I'm too used to things like this to be broken.
Can
You know?
can I say you came in, you have calmed down a little bit.
Mhm.
You were hot.
Oh, dude.
he's still hot.
21-0. Just like that. Never seen a more useless 21-0 lead.
Okay, so in the if we're rating this weekend,
Mm-hmm.
is Heat last in your displeasure?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
For sure.
Okay, so
Because it's not even January yet.
right.
Talk to me tomorrow, though.
Nah, bro. You understand that?
You
Totally was-
asking, like,
Celtics games hit different.
you asking for it.
Yeah, you're right.
You're like, listen, right now, they're playing better than the Heat are, and Jimmy might not play. So to go into it and say, oh, if I'm pissed off after, like, you're asking for misery.
Perhaps.
Okay.
But the thing that always drags me in, though, Leroy, is what if he does play today, and then he walks into that building just like he always does, and he just gives the Celtics the business after talking all that noise, and Pat Riley telling him to shut up because he says, "You guys know you only won that championship because I couldn't play."
What happened to that Knick game? What happened? What was he in that Knick game?
What Knick game?
The Knick game that happened here, man. He was talking trash, and Riley told him, "Don't talk trash to the Celtics."
You're
and
the Knicks, though, dude. Like, all respect, you're the Knicks.
It could be
You're the Knicks, though.
but he was there. Wait a minute. He was also the one. See, this is what I don't like about you, Down.
Why?
Because you don't like when your players talk trash and then they don't back it up.
Yeah, but it's
because
the Knicks, though.
Because you asked me
Mhm.
the other at night. Jimmy asked, "Is that a televised game or not?"
He did.
Right. And what happened when you said no, it wasn't a televised game?
I told him it was Celtics Pacers.
Right. And he was like, and then what was the performance Jimmy had against the Knicks?
Not great. Not great. But again, he didn't go on Netflix and say F the Knicks. He said F Boston. He hates Boston. He doesn't
Fine.
hate the Knicks.
Fine. He slightly hates the Knicks, but
he doesn't like Quentin Grimes.
Well, we're not. He's no longer with the Knicks.
He's not, but he doesn't like him.
And he doesn't like Josh Hart.
No, I mean, who could?
I do.
Oh.
That's because
So-
you have to love
One of
your
the
own.
guys you like if you're on this team.
Yeah, you gotta like your own. But yeah, don't do that because now you're setting yourself up. You're getting yourself all hype, and then what happens tonight when the expectations doesn't
Mhm.
pan out,
Mhm.
you're gonna come back here tomorrow even worse than you were today.
Perhaps.
Don't do that.
But what if they win?
Then just be happy. Just don't set yourself up. Don't set yourself up, Tobin.
That's
Don't.
not how it works with me, dude. I always build myself up and have the high expectations, just like I did on Thanksgiving when I walked out of game day on Sunday. I said, "This is going to be the day."
Did you really think that this was gonna be the day?
It was a weird optimism that made me feel a fool as soon as Malik Washington muffed that punt. I'm like, why did I think they were?
So wait, let me ask you, because all right, Malik Washington pretty much set the tone.
Yeah.
But what really perturbed me about the game
Yep.
was end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter, you have the drive, you're down 26-11. You get to the red zone.
Yep.
HN gets 7 yards, it's 2nd and 1.
Yep.
And then the next 3 plays go pretty much exactly that.
Yep.
Here's why.
That was the game for me.
Because if you look at every other NFL team, when they get to the 1 yard line, they do this. They bring in 2 or 3 tight ends. They bring in Christian Wilkins or somebody like that. They put the big, fat, huge, strong, powerful back in the backfield, and they get a yard.
So where was Jaylen Wright?
You want me to tell you what I would do?
He ain't trusting the rookie. He already had a rookie blow it for him.
You know what I would do?
He plays in that with.
You know what I would do? This is no lie.
Yeah.
I'd take a backup guard or a backup center or whoever, or I'd take Julian Hill, right?
Oh no, you can't trust him.
No, trust
He's gonna drop the ball.
No. See, your mind ain't right. We on the 1 yard line.
I bet
He'll fall short.
Wait a minute.
No,
You don't even know what I'm gonna say. I ain't throwing it. I'm gonna put Jonnu Smith behind Julian Hill, and I'm gonna hand the ball off 4 straight times. And if you can't get a yard, go.
Okay, I like that. I thought you wanted to hand the ball off to Julian Hill.
No,
Julian Hill involved in
no,
it.
no.
Somehow Julian Hill's going to have the ball go in his face mask, and the Packers would end up with it going back 6.
No.
Off a handoff. Off a handoff to him.
Yeah, dude. It was no, that was definitely
Like that series. Like they got to the goal line, they were driving, they were getting momentum, and then HN gets to the one.
Yeah, it was brutal.
And in 3 plays, and that's it.
Yeah.
And that 4th down play too. I mean, where was the protection?
And then Mike like, oh, he probably should have drawn up something better. It's like, all right, great. Great. But yeah, Dolphins Twitter almost tried to cancel, or 2-9 tried to cancel.
2-9.
So freezing cold takes. And mind you, I was a few drinks in. It was after a show. I was a little emotional,
A tad.
I admit it.
You were a tad emotional.
A little emotional after the loss. Or was in the midst of this. And I know Tua was putting up nice stats, but like the drive that that drive stands out to me. Can't get it in the damn end zone, and then the drive right before halftime, which I really thought sealed the game. Like they completely yak it. He misses on his throws, and even they're like, even Jason Garrett, who had what's up with Jason Garrett, by the way, right? This guy is.
I tell you that
he is the worst announcer in football, and that's worse than Tom Brady. And it always feels like he's hiding a secret. It's every time like they go to him, he's got this cheese-eating grin on him. Like, what does he know that we don't know, Jason Garrett? But yeah, I was frustrated. I admit it. I was emotional. And freezing cold takes put up the video, or the screen grab of the video, that said Tua on playing in cold weather versus the Packers. Quote, "I'm excited to kill narratives. Let's go. Bring it on." And I commented on it and I said, he killed it. It's not a narrative anymore, just a stone cold fact. You would have thought that I said Tua killed puppies. The way they came after me. Oh, go look at his QBR. Oh, go look at his numbers. And by the way, I know that he wasn't the number one reason they lost, but also didn't really drag him out of the dark either. And that's the thing.
Here's the problem with that. And I would say the same thing about Cam Ward. Right? We looking at that Georgia Tech game and say, hey, they had a chance. Cam couldn't bring us down to score. Well, that's not why you lost. You lost because your defense couldn't stop nobody. You didn't, because the worst thing that could happen to you in that weather, and I've been that guy, is if you get the football ran against you and you keep getting 5-6 yards and pushed and plotted all the way down the field, right? That is a backbreaker. All the other stuff is irrelevant. It starts right there in cold weather, because that right there is a test of manhood. Like, the conditions are tough. We tough. Let's go.
You and I have talked
and you never stopped them, nor could you be the aggressor and run the football in the conditions that you needed to, the way you need to run the football.
But Leroy, you and I have talked about plenty of games we've looked at this year, and you go and look at the box score, and you'd be like, how are these stats indicative of this score?
Right.
And I'm sorry, I looked at Tua's stat line, and I was like, because you would have thought if you would have looked at that, if you just looked at his box score, you would have been like, amazing. What a game. One of the finest Tua's ever had. Years from now, when we talk about the Tua narrative, right? And there'll be some kid, some podcast, some young Tobes who's coming up, and he's going to try and make the argument for Tua, because he'll inevitably still be the Dolphins quarterback. We're still going to figure out, is he good or is he not good? And they're going to look back and think, oh, look at the game that he had. And I don't know. I just felt like it was window dressing, dude.
What was his completion percentage?
80%.
It was 80%. It was amazing.
But here's my thing. Like, you do realize a quarterback that was 80%, we're sitting here complaining about the 20%.
Yeah, but they were the biggest 20%. It was the biggest 20%.
Yeah, no. Leroy, stop, because a lot of these numbers,
you can put them all to the end of the game and garbage time and whatever. But I'm saying even when he had a couple of bad throws, okay? But for the most part, he was pretty accurate.
It was D&D though, dude. It was
I
Dinkin'
don't know
Donuts.
what so in order for this team to have been successful, he would have had to basically complete 85 to 90% of his passes.
But I would have said
You
no,
understand what I'm saying?
Leroy. We can say,
That's
but
not
Leroy,
even real football.
but Leroy, they had 3 points basically through 3 quarters.
Yeah, Leo.
Forget about the stats. Put up the points, dude. That's what I need my quarterback to do.
Again, and this is what I'll tell you. If you don't break the will of that front 7 in the cold, right, then they're going to be free and fresh the whole game. You look at Miami's defense, they just look beat up and withered after a while because they were getting just 5 yards, 6 yards, 5 yards, 6 yards, 4 or 5 times each drive.
Dude, there was this one play, right? This doesn't seem like a big play, but this is the difference, right? It's like Green Bay was up 24-3, right? It was 3rd and 12. And Jordan Love, he had like 3 people in his face running towards the sidelines. Throws a piss whistle to Jaden Reed and is able to put up the lead up to 27-3 with that play. And I'm like, man, but if you would have looked at their stats, you'd been like, 2 outplayed Jordan Love.
No, okay, but you're
calories, man. Like I tell you.
Again, this is what I'm having a problem with.
Mm-hmm.
You're picking plays out of a game. And you're talking about the one Jordan Love play. And you're talking about the 1 or 2 passes that Tua didn't complete. And I'm like, it's not that perfect. Like you can't be that perfect as a quarterback. Yeah, you're going to have some good plays. And you're like, well, but Tua missed at the worst possible times.
He
and
did,
I'm like,
though, dude.
So in order for Tua to have had success in your eyes, he would have had to complete 85 to 90% of his passes.
For me, going into this game, the game was over. No, I'm just telling you. I'm going to answer your question. And I think you agree with me, but you don't want to agree with me. That game was over at halftime. It was over because once they blew it, and he had those missed throws, which were big, and I'm not putting the whole game on them, but those were big missed throws. The Packers come right back down, of course, because Jordan Love threw that giant intangibles who couldn't be stopped, and they get another field goal, and they're up 3 touchdowns. I'm like, it's over, dude. At that point, it's over. And any Dolphin fan that thinks different is lying to themselves. And even if you want to say, hey, they almost came back.
Nah.
Well, guess what, dude? But even if you want to say, hey, they were on the doorstep, but they didn't get in the end zone, did they?
Right.
The
So
narrative never changed.
here's what the problem is. And here's what everybody needs to understand. When you're playing in that weather, okay, all that little trickery side to side and stuff like that. Again, I only sent 1 text during the game. And you know what that text was? I hate those outside runs.
Oh.
That's it. Because
you don't think they could change their mindset when they're in these type of games, though, Leroy. Like that's the thing.
No, you are here. If you never have that dude that plays that style of football, then nobody else on your team knows how to play that way. They're all playing side to side and pulling and all this stuff. There comes a point in time in every damn football game, everyone, where you got to line up and just be more physical than the other team. Whether it's the 4-minute game, whether it's in the red zone, whether it's a goal line stand, you have to be more physical than the other team. And this team does not do that. Even when they have 200 yards rushing, it's always side tricky pull and all that. There's got to be a point in the game, and I don't know when that is, where your coach looks at your offensive coordinator and say, "Let's get him."
Is that old S&M?
You have to watch all the football up north this weekend. Watch all of it. And what did they say on TV? The same exact words. Look at how physical that team is up front, and look how they dominate the line of scrimmage. You know why Philly beat Baltimore? Because Philly was more physical up front.
So, Leroy, you're
That
saying
is football. You can have all the other stuff, but there's a point in time, there's a point during the season, there's a point, and usually it's around December and January, where it's just going to be some physical football. And if you can't play that football, you can't win long term. Look at all the teams that are winning, even Kansas City. What did they talk about last year? Not Patrick Mahomes. Look at how physical they are on both sides of the football.
So Leroy just called the Dolphins soft.
No,
obvious.
See here.
But
I don't think.
You just called, bro. You just described. You just gave. You just gave a thorough explanation.
Let me explain
what
to you.
being physical is.
Let me explain to you though. If you never play a physical style of football, because that's not what your offense is, that doesn't mean you can't be physical. If your coach says all we're going to run is this stuff right here, and you never line up and go forward, I'm not going to say you're not physical. We don't know if they're physical. They've never had to be physical.
Bro, it sounds like you are putting
dude,
out because you're being a semantic samurai.
Yo,
just say they're soft.
No,
Just
I'm
say
Say
it.
that they're soft.
Just say it, dude.
I know the difference. There is a difference in being physical and not being physical.
Even the
Okay?
players are calling themselves soft.
Their offense is not a physical offense. That doesn't mean the players can't be physical. They're never given the opportunity.
Leroy, I've never seen a team need Blue Chew more than the Dolphins.
But it's not here, Tobin.
What?
Do you understand? If you never have a play, if you never run a play where you just line up and go straight ahead and try to get 2 or 3 yards or whatever, if you never run that style of offense, to say this players can't do it is not fair to them.
Okay, but if you're saying they're never prepared or they're not
No, I didn't say they weren't prepared. I'm saying their offense, the plays that are called, never do it.
But Leroy, there's a very thin line, and I understand
It's
don't want.
It's not a thin line.
Okay.
You can't tell me they can't do it if you never do it.
What?
Here, let me explain something to you. Let me clarify it. You can't say that this offense can't get inside the 10-yard line and run 3 or 4 plays straight ahead with some physical football up the middle, because they'll try it once and then they'll go to trickery. You understand what I'm saying? You don't know if they can do it because they never have been in a situation where they said, we're running it 4 times. If we don't score, it's going to be because you ain't physical enough.
I don't understand what the distinction you're making of saying that we just don't know that they can do it. Just hear me out, okay? I hear your argument, and I understand what you're saying. You're saying we don't know because they've never tried.
Right.
But you always also say the coach knows his team better than anybody else. So why would he go and put his team in a position of something that they're not good at?
Because that's what his offense.
Okay, then they're not prepared. Then it also goes to coaching.
Okay. It's not.
Oh, I just don't understand what you like. It's either the coaching or the coaching.
No, it's. They have an offense that does things accordingly, right? And I've said from the start of this, that side to side stuff I hate, and the reason why I hate it is because every defense that they play, you know what they say? We're going to take away that outside stuff. So once or twice or 3 times a game, you get caught and you're 2nd and 14, which is the worst spot to be in football. It is. You can throw it and catch up, but you can't consistently be behind the chains like that every week. They do it 2 or 3 times every week where they try that sideways, flippity-do, flip it to Tyreek, H-hand around, and they get caught 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And once again,
so it's on McDaniel because he wants it to be like that.
That's his offense.
We got to take a break. Game bombs next. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Leroy, it's time to hand out your game balls and game bums.
All right. You know where my game ball is going. Them Wolverines did something that I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't think was possible. 20-point underdogs on the road beat their rivals in what was one of the most intense, ugly games I've ever seen.
Don't you love those?
It was 10-10 at halftime.
Yeah, and then ended 13-10.
Yeah.
Guys were giving away the ball like it was Christmas.
Yeah. Crazy game. The fact that you knew Michigan was only going to throw 13 or 14 passes and you still got outrushed by 100 yards. That is just crazy. If you're a Buckeyes fan, that's crazy. That's unthinkable. Right? You know what they're going to do. They can't throw the ball. And still, they were able to ugly the game up, take the air out of the football, and dare you to throw it. And every time that Howard kid threw it, he was throwing it to us.
Man.
But that being said, excellent win. That made their season. That coach gets to keep his job. The coach that's going to the playoffs might lose his job anyway.
Yeah, he might. He can't beat you guys.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
You
know, the last time we went 4-0, I was there.
Yeah.
The good old days.
Had that stat steady, did you?
Yeah.
Who gets the game bum, dude? Lots to choose from.
My game bum, and there's no other way of putting this. Hurricanes defense.
Bum.
You've been a sieve all year. It's a whole bunch of individuals. Nobody's playing team defense. I don't know how you fix it. I don't know what you have to do to get them to understand that we are more productive as a group than as individuals. But it just looks like everybody's going out there trying to get theirs, and guys are running willy-nilly in the middle of the field. It's hard to watch. It's hard to watch how all season they haven't been able to get this, fixed. So I don't know how that's going to work out, but that has to be like.
It is interesting, though. You did have, the ACC coaches did go to bat for Miami, who are playing in the championship. They think that they are a college football playoff team.
Yeah, no, they are.
Their losses are not bad. Their losses are close, and they are on the road.
But here's the. I think
they're going to do whatever they can to get stupid Alabama in that playoff. It's so obvious. And
here's what I think. I think if SMU wins, Miami's in. If Clemson wins, then Miami's out. Yeah.
I can disagree with you.
I don't think Miami gets in.
You think they're going to go from 6th to 13th?
They're 14th
dropped
right
to 14th.
now.
They dropped them to 14th. They were looking to do it, dude. Like it's
Right.
crazy. Alabama. This was just tweeted out by ESPN's college football account. Miami and Alabama's records against bowl eligible teams on the road this season. Miami 4-2, Alabama 1-3.
Right. That matters.
Yeah,
That matters.
conference is gonna matter, and they
That
got
too.
wins. And they
That
got
too,
wins over
because
Georgia.
Here's what's also going to hurt you. Indiana, Penn State, and Ohio State. That's 3 top 10 teams.
Right.
So are all 3 of them going to get in? Ohio State's going to get in. So you got those 3 teams.
Yeah,
right?
Penn State right now. The Penn State's 3, Oregon's 1, Ohio State, Indiana. I mean,
You got to figure this. Other than the Big 12 championship game, every team that's playing in the conference championship out of the major 4 or 5, they're both going in.
But Clemson has
Clemson's got to win to get in.
No, except for Clemson.
Clemson's
Clemson's got to win to get in. That's why I said if
Right.
Clemson wins, Miami's out. If Clemson loses, then Miami's in.
No,
They only going to have one team?
Yeah, I still a
I
flip.
think I think that's probably why they came in went to bat for Miami to get them in no matter what. They want the ACC to get 3 teams. I don't know if the ACC is going to get 3 teams.
Plus, I think the thing that kind of maybe helps Miami is what Georgia Tech did to Georgia.
Yeah, it definitely helps. But
and Syracuse being the highest scoring team in the country.
Their losses are not bad losses.
Right.
They're not. They're not embarrassing losses. They're frustrating losses because
right. But here's the game they're going to say. Look at all the other close games you played
and won.
Right. Against teams that have losing records and teams that are not even bowl eligible.
Name recognition, you could do it. Because Miami against one of these top teams, that's gonna sell, it's gonna draw. But I think the SEC,
Cam's gonna sell too. Like if we're talking about what they did last year to FSU and they took FSU out because they didn't have their quarterback. If you're talking
they got to
about
put Cam in because is he a Heisman finalist?
we don't know yet. I don't think I think the votes have to be in after the conference championship.
Let me ask you this though. And I know we all, with this hatred for Bama, but you think that they're gonna take Bama over the Canes? Yes, I absolutely think so.
I don't think so.
I think so. I think they'll take Alabama over the Canes.
I don't think if you have 2 teams not playing for a conference championship and one has 3 losses.
They don't care. They're not looking at losses like that. They're not going
to look at the SEC like that.
They're not looking at losses like that. They're looking at they're going to look at your strength of schedule. They're going to look at you because Miami, as much as we want to say, beating Georgia, beating Georgia, who's probably going to be the number 2 team in the country after tomorrow, beating South Carolina, like you've beaten teams that are in the playoffs right now. That's what they're going to look like. You've beaten the teams that are in the playoff. Miami, they haven't played any team that's going into the playoffs.
Feinbaum needs those ratings, dude.
All right.
Take a break. Back with more of this. Welcome back, Tobin and Leroy. The headlines here brought to you by Doral Kia. At Doral Kia, choose from over 500 new Kia miles in inventory. Like the Sportage, the Sorrento, and the Telluride. Remember, when it comes to Kia, the great deals are at Doral Kia. Miami Hurricanes, they lose this weekend, 42-38 to Syracuse. The Heat, back on the hardwood tonight against the Boston Celtics. They lost to the Raptors yesterday, 119-116. Tyler Hero had 31 points. Jimmy Butler hurt his knee in the fourth quarter. Probably knows for the next hour on Jimmy's status tonight against the Celtics and see where that's at. The Panthers, got to give them a shout out. They have won 3 in a row.
Yep.
That thing when they take on teams that they could face in the playoffs, they smoke them. Leafs, Hurricanes, they were like, let's just check off these 3 wins in a row. They won 6-0 over the weekend. Spencer Knight had a shutout. Barkey getting going. They beat the Leafs as well. They're back in action tomorrow against the Penguinos in get that going. So this is that is what your action was locally. We've been talking about the Dolphins. Mike McDaniel will talk to the media later today. Yesterday in the NFL, anything stand out to you, Leroy, from Week 13? We haven't Sunday as a whole, other than the Bills clinching the division.
I went a little stat searching.
Okay.
And I want to ask you, just you and Vlad, give me the top rushing teams in the NFL.
Just guessing?
Just guessing?
Just guessing. And I'll tell you if you're, and they'll all have something in common.
Yeah, I pretty much they're all northeastern teams and playing the cold. Baltimore's 1.
Yep.
Philadelphia's probably number 2.
Philadelphia's 1, Baltimore's 2.
Okay. Okay.
Detroit 3.
Detroit 3.
Detroit is 4.
Who would be
Pittsburgh?
number 3?
Pittsburgh is, yep.
Number 3?
3?
No, Pittsburgh's like 10th.
A 10th.
No,
Buffalo
Buffalo?
runs a left. No, the Chargers.
Nope.
Chargers got to be in the top 10, right?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Who are we missing? Do we say Ravens?
Yeah, we said
The
Ravens. Ravens and
I'll give
Eagles.
them to you.
Buffalo? Is Buffalo in it?
No,
No.
I'll give them to you. The Eagles 1, Ravens 2, Commanders 3, Lions 4, Packers 5, Cardinals 6, 49ers 7th, Buccaneers 8th, Steelers 9th, Saints 10th. Only one of those teams has a losing record. And they all run the ball in a very similar fashion.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not for September and October and the beginning of November. That's for this time of year. So these teams will separate themselves from the rest of the league with how they play and how physical they play on the lines of scrimmage.
So weather doesn't have doesn't matter with some of those teams that you're mentioning because
Correct.
One is a dome team.
Correct. Correct.
Right.
Correct.
So,
that's my whole point. I'm not. It's not.
You got to go to personnel.
It's not. It's not the fact that look. I don't care where they play, and I don't care how successful they are. I've been saying this all year. Like there is nothing worse in a football game than you handing the ball off and being second and 15. I would never risk it.
So,
you see what I'm saying?
I hear what
Especially
you're
for this
saying.
team. And at some point during all of these games, these teams and this coach, the head coach, will turn around and say, let's run the damn ball. And
he doesn't do that.
He doesn't. I don't know whether it's because they don't have the personnel.
But then that's what I'm saying. Here's the thing. And I said this early to you guys this year. The Dolphins are the only team that I don't understand that draft for the division they're in. They play in 3 cold cities.
And they don't draft the
draft for playing in those damn cold cities.
Big offensive lineman, a bruising running back.
They did draft the biggest offensive lineman in the draft this year. They just don't play him.
And they okay. So then who's that on? It could, I
Right.
mean, it's on the player,
But
but then it's on the coaches.
everybody
to develop
says
the
he.
player.
Everybody says he can play.
So then, what's the problem?
Well, I'll tell you.
Daniel pulling a Spo.
I'll tell you what happened. I mean, we know that he's already been banged up. Man, Tehran looked like he got beat bad a lot. Yeah. Like he looked like he was playing.
Armstead?
Yeah.
Oh, those two
He
plays
did.
in that second quarter, he was about to yell at a running back.
Looked like he couldn't even get out of the blocks.
It did look like one of them. He thought he was going to get a chip help.
Maybe.
And the running back didn't chip.
Maybe. By the way, did you guys see Mike McDaniel, Leroy? He got some heat from a former Dolphin. Old Reggie Bush wants him fired.
Why?
I don't know. He said he's not qualified. Reggie Bush went on the comment section of ESPN NFL, Stephen A. Smith, who was basically writing the Dolphins off. And Reggie Bush said, "Fire the coach. He should have never had the opportunity. He sucks."
Now, I'm not willing to go that far.
What about Cam taking a shot at Tua's arm strength?
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, that's not surprising.
Cam had great arm strength, and he completed a little.
But
more
he made a
than
good
50%
argument. No,
of
he
his
made a
passes.
good argument because he said even that one year he took that internship in New England. He said he didn't realize the difference in the cold in the Northeast and the winds and how you have to learn how to throw in those conditions. He just doesn't think Tua's arm strength is good enough for those conditions in the cold.
There's been
There's
been a lot of quarterbacks who you would say didn't have a cannon that have been successful up north. Right? Sometimes if you don't have the strongest arm, your timing got to be better. If you don't have the strongest arm, then your accuracy has to be better. Like, so you can play without all the physical tools that everybody says, he needs to have to be successful. I'm not buying that. Like, guess what? All the greatest receivers in the world weren't fast. Right? Like, so like we put this one stat on, or this one requirement on a player, the greatest of all time. And some would say, and Jerry Rice was not fast.
I just think that Leroy, like overall with the team though, like they got to have a deep look at their evaluation of where they're at, because they're very clearly not close.
Here's what I would do
anywhere where they don't need. They're not close to where they have to be. The coach has made this whole thing this year about we're going to be ready for those games. We're going to be a more well-rounded offense. We're going to be all these things, and none of it has taken a step forward this year. And sorry that they had to go a few games without Tua. We knew that was, that was definitely a thing that they had to go up against. But they've also been 500 since Tua's been back, and the teams that they've had to really level up against, they haven't looked good enough.
I would say this, that to your point, they're not good enough to beat those teams. But I would say I'm starting to believe that the way football works, sometimes you have to apply pressure when you're getting pressure. So when a team tries to come physically at you, you got to be able to show them that you can be a physical team. If not, then you empower the other team to push you around. And I think you don't have to play, you can still play the same style of football that you play. And I'm not saying that the offensive design is unbelievable, the way they can execute. But I'm saying there's times in a football game where all that crap is out the door and you just lining up and playing football, playing physical football. And I know people say to me all the time, football has changed. Has it? Look at that list again. The one thing they all have in common, physical run game. It doesn't mean they don't have a high-powered offense.
No,
I mean, you look at the Detroit Lions. They run every play under the sun offensively.
I know, I missed that.
But guess what?
Remember when we were that?
It comes a point in time.
Oh, we were that.
No,
we were that, dude.
No, you weren't balanced.
No, we were that.
You weren't balanced like that.
It comes a point in time where my man will look back at the offensive coordinator and say, hey, let's run the damn ball. We're not being physical enough. That happens in football games.
Well, he was,
you got to be able to do it.
He didn't dance with the one that brought him. He's rats off a ship on Mostert. He's rats off a ship on Jeff Wilson. These physical running backs. He's trying to gash it up the middle with a 140-pound guy.
But again,
was Jaylen right?
And then here's the other thing: when it gets cold, you know why I used to like when it got cold? Because you could just go and push the pile for 5 yards. You ain't even get hit.
He needs to wear more layers when it's cold. Mike McDaniel looks too chilly.
But
remember Digital Underground? Remember the Humpty? Remember the guy that did the Humpty dance?
Yeah.
That's how he looked like in that cold. His nose.
But that's it. Look, he coached. You said it perfectly. Comes a time when you got to go man Campbell, and you don't have to be that all the time. And Detroit is a perfect example of that. They run more trickery than anybody. But guess what? When it gets down to it, what do you know them as? A physical football team.
Yeah, man wants to bite your ankles and
He
let you know from the jump.
That's the point. Is that when you get into the fourth quarter with 4 minutes left, you got the ball with a 3 or 4 point lead, and all you have to do is get one timeout and the game's over.
Yeah, but
Can you do it without throwing a pass?
I'll tell you another thing. I'll tell you another thing that's annoying about them too, though. When they get into these big games on the road, man, their discipline just falls apart. Like they got 100 flags on plays that just make their drives go like completely backwards. And
how many flags did they have this?
I'll go look. I'll see what the finals on it was, but it was like there was that one. The drive early on, game started on a false start. Then you had a false start on Julian Hill. It was like, I was like, oh my God, they just keep shooting themselves in the foot with these things.
Yeah. Let me see. I'll check right now.
10 penalties for 75 yards.
Yeah, 10's a lot. 10's a lot.
It's just frustrating, like little stuff like that. You know what I mean, man? Like they just, I don't know.
I just know, and I've said this a lot with this team, is that when you get into those moments where you need to control the line of scrimmage and you need to dominate a team and win a game, like all the other teams that are above you, either in your division or in your conference, do. You can still have your offense. But when it's 20 degrees and snow on the ground, you better be able to be physical. Because guess what? You see what Green Bay did? A lot of times they just went forward because the defense is on skates. And you got to be able to be willing to do that and just win the game.
You think Fangs was watching the TV on Thanksgiving? Probably with this cranberry sauce because the old love cranberry sauce.
Real cranberry. Real cranberry. Not the. Hey, I brought my own cranberry.
Oh, like you out of the can, or did you
out of the can, baby?
Yeah, gelatinous, right?
Yeah,
love that.
Yeah.
And so what I'm saying is, like, Fangs is sitting there and he's like watching Javon Holland, and he's like, "You see,
he was right about Cam Ward. Cam Smith.
Cam Smith. He's like, you see, and then that's it. Then that, he's like, oh, what are you guys watching there?
They didn't miss tackles last year. I'm missing tackles. I'm just saying.
I just think that it's one thing to say you're going to be physical. It's another thing to put your face in it and not care about the ramifications, right? I had to play a certain way because I wasn't running away from nobody. I called it confrontational football.
I kind of had one of those moments where I was watching, before they called back that Damian Martinez run, I was thinking to myself, oh, that's more Fletcher. It's going for 6.
And I just,
unfortunately, apparently when you pancake somebody, though, it's a holding call. Sorry, didn't know the rules, refs.
That let me tell you something.
That was Gordon.
You know me and penalties. That wasn't a penalty.
Garbage.
That was a young man getting manhandled and dumb trucked. And it was so just bad. He got beat up so bad, they threw a flag.
But let me ask you this, though. With both teams, football teams.
Yeah.
Even if they got into the playoffs, we don't think the Dolphins were going to win even if they got the 7th seed. But did you think the Canes could win a national title with the defense that they had if they got in the college football playoffs?
I mean, I think you probably saw they weren't good enough to win a national title, but I do think that quarterback has shown look,
Hell, I don't
no,
even know
whatever
they
game he's in,
SMU.
he's had a chance to win.
Yeah,
And you
that see that much. Here's the thing though. When you get into the college playoffs, there's teams that do certain things. Like that some teams are going to try to dominate you up front, and they're going to be physical, and they're going to run the football, and then play action and stuff like that. And those are the teams that I don't care how good they are, how high ranked they are, you have a chance against because you can score, right? And if they're going to methodically move the ball down the field and you're going to score, if it gets off schedule and now they got to play catch up, it gives you a chance. I don't care how good the team is. There's some teams that are high powered and they throw the ball all over the place and they score a bunch of points. Those are the teams that would give them a problem. So it's kind of a matchup thing that depending on where you play and who you play against, you have a chance. So I think personally that they would have a chance against Alabama because Alabama is not going to throw the football.
Yeah, but Milroe would run all over that defense.
Yeah. Again, I'll take my chances with a team that runs the ball.
Like they're going to get their points.
Right.
If they get the ball.
They're going to get their points though. Like no matter what. Like even in games where there's been control, like it's been lost by a fumble at the end and decided we're going to give them back the ball down, with a 4-point game. Like there's never been a game, Vlad, with that quarterback where you're like, oh, he's out of it. Even in the most dire of circumstances. So I think, and that's, like if it lines up for him, I think that's going to be their argument when it comes down to it. And he's and he is a box office draw. So we'll see.
Is that Alabama quarterback too? He's the Heisman Trophy one. I mean, he was a Heisman Trophy runner-up last year. So he's also.
Well, I think Travis Hunter locked that up last year.
No, last year I'm talking about. Last year,
I'm just saying.
But Milrose, it's Alabama. That's the thing right now. When we're thinking, see, this is what.
But wait, can I ask you this?
Mm-hmm.
Is it Alabama? Is it still Alabama without Nick Saban?
Yeah,
not according to Feinbaum scholars. Strike three, dude.
Yeah, it's still Alabama.
Okay.
We'll take a break. Back after this. Very exciting. Very exciting. Oh, hello, Jennifer.
Hello,
Very exciting. We have a Tobin and Leroy exclusive.
Whoa.
Rockville
Yeah.
coming back to Daytona International Speedway in May, and we've got your chance to win 4-day general mission passes to see Shinedown, Green Day, Lincoln Park, Corn, Measle Possum, and a whole lot more. One grand prize winner is going to take a Rockville holiday mystery box. So keep on listening, and you can figure out how to win. We'll give those away. Huge bands, all JFig's favorites, including Measle Possum.
Yeah, what songs do they play?
Oh, Infected Marsupial, their number one hit, JFig.
Isn't that what Leroy had in his backyard last week
I
or something?
think it might have been. I'm not really sure. But that is coming. Rockville.
Leroy must have ate that as a kid.
What?
Possum.
No, that's where me and my homies separated with some of their food choices. I didn't eat squirrel. I didn't eat chitlins.
Good meat. Them good meat, boy.
Hey, nah. You know, my grandmother would say, she would always say, "You like that? That's rabbit." I'm like, tastes like chicken, huh?
Thanks for telling us, Grandma.
And then she'd say, "Y'all like that meatloaf? That's venison." I'm
What?
like, we don't even have deer in Louisiana. What are we doing?
We found one.
Yep, that's it.
Let's get into 50 minutes of Game Day Uncensored here, brought to you by your Southern Lexus dealers. The Lexus December to Remember sales event is why you stay on the nice list. Find yours and get offers on select models, but only for a limited time now through January 2nd. Make it a December to Remember. Dolphins, they'll have to make it a December to Remember starting against the New York Jets. Aaron Rodgers is going to start, according to Ulbrich. They're going to still trot him out there, looking old as hell. Did he blame it on the wind yesterday, Vlad?
I don't know. I was doing a show here. So
Oh.
I haven't watched them in.
Well, he had Garrett Wilson wide open, dude, and he blew it.
Yeah, and he threw it.
And I'm pretty sure he blamed the wind.
No, he said he should have thrown that. That's the one clip I did see. He's like, I should have hit Garrett with the touchdown. But it was funny. It was absolutely funny. But keep on losing so we can get Cam Ward.
Oh, that would make me very unhappy. That would make me as unhappy as when you guys got Santana
Hey,
Moss.
Even when y'all win, y'all lose, though.
What do you mean?
I mean, you think if Cam Ward's there, y'all better?
I don't know. We're getting a
Who's
whole
gonna
new
be
regime.
who's gonna be the coach?
I don't know. We're getting a whole new regime. See, this is the one thing about when you're piss poor bad. At least when they start anew, you have new hope. Next year, y'all go into year 4 of this.
That's true.
Y'all not too happy.
Dolphins aren't going to.
No.
The Dolphins
No,
aren't-
no,
the Dolphins
no,
aren't
no,
going to do
no,
anything.
I'm not going.
No,
I'm not
I
going.
can say that because it's damn true.
He's right. They're not going to go. They're
And-
not going to change anything.
They're not going to change anything because I told you this before. In all fairness, in all reality, they could have kicked the bucket this year because you know what? The contracts don't kick in till next season. But then guess what? Everybody's ass is on the foreman next season.
Yeah.
And if they don't win a playoff game, if they don't get in the playoffs, everybody's gone.
Their asses could have been on the foreman this year, but it would have had to been a disaster. And the thing is they're going to finish like probably with 8 wins, 9 wins, and you're not going to foreman anybody over that. You know, that's it. Like it's one of those things. They're just going to sit here treading water. They'll be able to look back and say, Tua missed 4 games, and that'll be the out for everybody.
See, Jets have put many bodies on the streets because the streets were calling for bodies, and they gave them bodies.
Even though it was the wrong bodies.
It might have been the wrong bodies, but bodies were given.
Woody Johnson just seems to like to give bodies to the streets.
And the person who needs to get is probably going to get his taken out at the end of the year. But you guys,
I mean, we don't know that. I mean, if he wants to come back, though,
but you guys, y'all got a lot of people that don't want people here. Chris ain't going nowhere. Mr. GM.
Well, what we need is a finger-pointing situation, a schism.
So last year was the special teams coach. Who's going to be the body drop for this season's disappointment?
I think the special teams coach has been the same guy for 3 years.
Wait, somebody got let go because somebody.
Fangs.
No,
Fangs.
was it Fangs? Was it Fangs that said?
Yeah, Fangs.
Was
Fangs was the guy.
Was it somebody else the year prior?
It was the other. It was the Boyer. Not it was what the hell was that guy's name? Yeah, I think it was Josh. Was it Josh Boyer, the guy who was the GM with here was Flores? Because he switches his DC every single year.
So yeah, street's good in your body.
What is that mean? What is Weaver supposed to do? You know, Weaver's looking at all those guys. He's like, "You serious, dude? Like this is how you guys are tackling?"
That was bad. 20 missed tackles.
That was embarrassing. It was embarrassing.
Like that's why I can't. I don't. You're right, Leroy. You don't want to blame it on Tua, but it's everybody. Like those throws that Tobin was talking about. Like those guys, those receivers are open. Like you and it's the coaching staff. You can't.
Everybody, like I don't want to just put it on Tua.
Here's why I just fight against that. We're in a situation right now where Tua makes a couple of bad throws and still completes 80% of his passes, and we're harping on the 2 bad throws. And nobody's perfect.
I'm harping on the game, dude. I
know the game. I know that.
And that's how the game went. And the thing is,
do you understand? If he makes the plays you want him to make, he's throwing 85, 90%.
I don't know how the game goes if he makes those plays. Maybe it's a different game.
Because Leroy,
but here's the thing. It's not on him. Here's what I'm tired of. Okay, the Dolphins have done all of this. Yak. All they've talked about this year is we're gonna kill narratives. We're going to end the playoff streak. We're having our meetings 24 minutes after the hour to mark 24 years since we haven't won a playoff game. Well, we're going to, if you guys don't think we're going to end that narrative, you guys won't even look at me. The coach and the quarterback, all of them. Yak. We're going to be Jalen Ramsey. We're going to be bullies. Oh, dude, you got bullied. And that's all I heard. We're going to be bullies. We're going to change my yak. All they've done is talk. All they have done is talk, and they have not shown up when the fan base has been expecting this to be the moment. They're dying out here. You're talking a generation of fans. Yak. So no, showing up disappointing.
What's the solution? Get rid of everybody?
Well, the first guy I would get rid of, I got to be honest with you, is this Jordan Poyer. He sucks, and I'm not sure that he's not a mole. He's the first one who's got to go.
He's definitely a mole.
I would say, like, and here's what my mentality is such that there's 2 parts of football that are all heart and determination. Offensively is short yardage and goal line. And defensively is making a tackle. You see guys that make the tackle. I saw the intangible tackle big boy last night for the Eagles.
Oh yeah, Dijon?
Yeah,
tackle the crap out of Derrick Henry
by himself. Okay, did you see the attitude he went up there with? Now watch the Dolphins game.
Jordan Poyer ain't doing that.
But you understand what I'm saying? That there's certain aspects of a game that come with a mentality, and that mentality kind of grows when you see one person do it.
Yeah,
and so when I say, when you see 20 missed tackles, if you would have saw one great tackle, that would have changed that narrative. That would have changed everything on there, because everybody else is like, look at what this dude is doing. You understand? So when the Eagles saw their guy one-on-one go up there and form tackle, grab the legs, and take him to the ground by himself with open field, and they show that over and over and over and over and over again on film today, that whole defense is going to be sparked, and it's going to be, this is what we expect from everybody.
What do you think fans gonna say? Some old school saying, "Now that's how you tackle him."
Yes.
That's how you.
They're gonna show. You know what?
I'm pretty sure
Sirianni's gonna show that in the meeting, the first meeting you have.
Folks,
this is football. This is football.
The old just give an attaboy.
Attaboy there, Cooper. Attaboy, Coop.
But I'm just saying that attitude and the attitude of a whole unit can change with one play. And when a whole bunch of guys go up there half-ass and dragging on the offensive player, then that also. So one bad tackle ends up being two bad tackles, ends up being 20 missed tackles.
We'll take a break. More to come here on the show. Streaming live on YouTube and Twitch, Miami 560 WQAM. Back after this. Everybody, Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Let's mix it on up here. But first, want to let you guys know it is a Monday Rewind brought to you in part by your South Florida Chevy dealers. You're looking for more power, capability, and technology with Chevy trucks. You're ready for anything. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. Let's drive on over to Tua, who says the dream is not dead. Here is Tua Tagovailoa.
As far as season hopes, I would say that this one was a tough one for us as a team. I know what this game meant to a lot of guys in that locker room. I wouldn't say the dream's dead for our team just yet. Anything can happen in this league, and we're gonna watch the film. We're gonna look over things that we need to get better at. We're gonna come back next week, and we're just gonna keep chopping wood, and find a way to win the next game, and keep stacking those again.
Dude, let me tell you something right now. If there's one activity I know this Dolphins team would not be good at,
Chopping wood.
it's chopping wood. You want to know why? That's meant for the cold. Because you chop firewood.
So are you saying that even Zach Sealer?
You want to know something, JFig? He's a chainsaw guy. He wouldn't do it with an axe.
What?
Okay.
You are
I said it.
accusing? Oh my goodness!
You know what's weird? The fact that all game they were showcasing Alec in gold.
Mhm.
They're the Wisconsin native. And, you only saw him for like 6-7 plays.
I know.
Like,
I know.
you don't think he might have been able to?
I know he's got a bad calf, so maybe he's limited on snaps or something like that. I don't know.
I don't know. He looks like he might have been able to
I don't know.
play in that weather, but
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Inevitably, when he is a Packer one day, he'll be amazing.
Again.
get every 1 yard carry that he needs to, right?
The thing about cold is, and the thing about terrible conditions, here's what I was always told. As an offense, you know where you're going. The defense has to adjust to you. So they can only really make one move and go. So if you have a chance and you're playing offense, it's always downhill. It's not side to side. Because if you're going side to side, guess what you have to do? You have to plant a foot and go upfield.
But Leroy, you're tough. Like they can't comprehend your
Sure they can.
adaptation.
But
You're
you know
a
what?
tough
Look
guy.
at football.
You were born in the cold as a football player.
And time out, Leroy. You know what? I'm sick of this. You know why? Fine. You were born in New Orleans, right? You were born in New Orleans. But where the hell did you play college football at?
Michigan,
Where the hell did you play your NFL career at?
Cleveland, Minnesota,
Tough.
And
Baltimore.
Tough.
so you don't think your ass didn't get used to the cold? That's why you could play?
He's just
I
a tough
think
man.
I
He's
think
a tough
All
that
man.
right, fine. You're a tough man.
He's-
and
I
you used
think-
to cold.
but
He's
here's
a
the
tough
deal.
man who doesn't want to call anybody soft, but the soft can't relate to the tough.
You
And
don't
he's
have to
too
do-
tough. He can't
You know
relate to
what?
these softies.
Soft
He
doesn't
doesn't
have
want
to
to
deal.
believe that they're soft.
Soft
The
doesn't have to
style
be
of football I
soft.
played traveled. That's what I
Okay.
was.
All right.
That
You all
And-
conditioned Leroy.
They called Leroy the snowplow.
All terrain.
right. That's it.
4x4.
But everybody has a guy like that. You look at all
Clearly
the
the
teams,
Dolphins don't.
but that's and I think that's my bigger point is that you have to be a physical. Because you know what's funny? Remember when Dan Campbell took over? What was the first thing he said?
Oklahoma drill.
Right. Why?
Tough.
So this has been something that maybe he felt even back then.
I'm pretty sure that Dan Campbell came out of the womb biting kneecaps. I think when they tried to spank him, he bit the doctor's kneecaps.
What did he
Like,
play?
oh,
Tight. He played tight end.
tight end, yeah.
He was a Mike Tice tight end. You know what
Intangibles,
that
too.
is?
No, he
You
was
know what
that.
that is? A
No
tight
hands,
end that
just
caught
all
no
blocking.
passes.
All hands.
A tight end that caught no passes. He got like 12 catches in his
I was
career.
laughing yesterday at Fryermuth. I'm just like, that's the most intangibles name.
Oh,
Pat
yeah.
Fryermuth.
Oh, that's a tight end name.
Oh yeah.
That's like the best tight end name since Mark Bavaro. Like that
Oh,
sounded
yeah.
like a tight end.
Who do we
Bavaro.
have? We have Smythe.
We're not knocking John Smith though.
Smythe.
John been a revelation. this
John
year.
is great, but he's like a Swiss Army knife, you know?
And here's the upsetting part about this team, right? This is what frustrates me about your team. It's the fact that I've been hearing about this great offense, and they've been like, man, we had a George Kittle type, somebody who can catch the ball. And actually have it this season.
Oh, he's been the best part of the offense this year.
But yet the other two are not getting the ball the same way they were.
I
With
think
the addition of this good third receiver.
you started seeing it a little bit last week with Waddle, is that the more Jonnu Smith does, the more opportunities he creates for those other guys. And I believe that every team has made a point of emphasis. At no point in time is Tyreek going to get deeper than us.
Right now, the Dolphins, the dream, according to Tua, the Dolphins 5-7, 9th in the AFC playoff standings. Big Cleveland fans tonight. Need Cleveland to beat Denver. Got to finish ahead of Indianapolis because they have the tiebreaker on you.
Yeah.
Oh, man, they went for 2. You see that?
I did.
That's smart.
Moose.
Why they on the road? Why play around? And they got the Moose.
Yeah.
He's gonna get 2 yards.
He is a. He
But
is.
that's you. Do you hear what you're saying?
Hmm?
You that's
Whoa.
that's the part. But that I'm not talking. I'm just talking about a person. A person. You've
Right.
already.
But they got
we
2
got
of
a
them.
dude.
They got 2 of them that can get that yard. You're not putting your quarterback. Wait, no, they
No,
could
no,
have
no,
handed
I'm
it to Jonathan Taylor, and you would have thought the same thing. But they went with that big 6'5" muscular gazelle named Anthony
Right.
Richardson. You're not
No.
putting Tua in that
No,
situation.
no. I'm not saying. I didn't say that so that the Dolphins would think about using Tua.
No.
I'm
I get it.
saying I told you what I would do. I would put Julian Hill, I would put Smythe, and I would put another tight end, and then I would put Julian Hill in the back, and I would put Jonnu Smith behind him and say, all y'all big asses go get me 2 yards.
They need to sit Mike McDaniel in the offseason with Zonk and learn the wishbone.
You don't even you don't have to be that extreme though. Like, you see what I mean? Like, y'all think because I'm saying physical that I'm thinking of wing T and wishbone football.
You want to bring back the full I formation.
Yeah, but that's not what Philadelphia's doing. That's
They
not
don't have
what
to. They got Saquads.
again. That's not what
Odds
Baltimore's
days,
doing.
dude.
That's not what. Guess what? Here's a perfect example of what I mean about a physical team. You look at Detroit. They got rid of their running back and brought another dude in, but they still got that old line. You see what I'm saying? And they still play football a certain way. But when you think of Detroit, what is the first thing you think of? They're tough. They're physical up front. But they run more trick plays than damn near anybody.
They had a trick play with Sewell.
Right. So
Yeah, they have fun.
So, but my point is, what's the starting point? What is the starting point of that team?
O-line.
They are tough.
Listen, O-line is, you're right.
They're tough.
Okay.
Everything else spreads from
I
that.
hate to say it, but the guy who called that many years ago during that same draft was our boy, Robbie the Degenerate. He said the Dolphins didn't have the balls to draft Penei Sewell. Who did the Dolphins draft? Jaylen Waddle.
And apparently in that draft, a certain coach wanted to draft Penei Sewell and then get Jordan Love in the second later on in the draft.
I don't think that was the same draft.
It was.
No, I don't think so.
No, because you guys went
Tua was taken the year before.
2 in Austin. No, Jordan Love was drafted in the second round, bro.
No, Jordan Love was drafted. He was drafted in the 20s.
Nah,
Jordan Love was drafted in the first round the next year.
No, Jordan Love was drafted in Tua's draft.
Yeah.
Penei Sewell was the year after.
Oh, was the year after?
Penei Sewell was drafted 7th. There's actually footage if you go and look.
Oh, that's
the
Jaylen Waddle, right?
The Lions have put out footage of how much they celebrated when the Dolphins took Jaylen Waddle.
Right, because that's why.
Because then they got Penei
that's
Sewell.
Right, you're right. Absolutely right. My bad.
That draft was Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Trey Lance, Kyle Pitts, Jamar Chase, Waddle, Sewell. I had to say it. Robbie was right. I love Jaylen Waddle too.
Damn.
And Waddle did have a sick catch on that 2-point conversion. But it was window dressing.
Damn. Messed up, man.
Gotta take a break. Back after this. What is the activity the Dolphins need to keep doing that's prevalent to keep grinding, but in warm weather? Because I'm not allowing them to chop wood. Is it mow the lawn? Like, what is?
Nah, that's warm weather. You gotta maybe plow. Maybe they got a snow plow.
No, I'm saying there needs to be a warm weather activity. I'm not allowing them to do cold weather analogies.
Oh, you don't want no. Oh,
They're not allowed.
Warm.
They are not allowed to chop wood. I need something
Who
else.
chopped wood? Didn't somebody chop wood in the locker room?
That did happen. Jacksonville Jaguars. I think that was Romberg's locker room. I think.
That's warm weather. And
I think a
he
punter
chopped the
cut his
toe.
foot.
I
don't remember
I'd
which.
say
punter it was.
mowing the lawn for sure.
Water ski.
Keep skiing that water.
Water ski.
Keep scraping barnacles off the boat.
That's the only warm weather.
That's hard work.
It is
It
hard
is
work.
hard. Yeah.
I need, but
Very
they
hard work.
need a hard-working but warm-weather analogy, JFig. I'm not allowing them to chop wood. That's Bobley. The Packers can chop wood. Okay.
What is a warm weather good analogy?
Crazy. Figured it out along the way. Let's get the headlines brought to you by
Pressure cleaning your entire.
Yeah. Gotta keep pressure cleaning.
Gotta keep pressure.
Gotta keep pressure cleaning. Gotta do it.
Got to keep peeling oranges.
Gotta keep skimming that pool. Anyway, at Doral Kia, choose from over 500 new Kia miles in inventory. Like the Sport is the Sorrento and the Telluride. Remember, when it comes to Kia, the great deals are at Doral Kia.
Maybe gotta clear those gutters. Maybe that's not.
Gotta clear, yeah.
Gotta clear those gutters.
Do they clean the gutters up north? I feel like they gotta clean.
They do, but it's not in the cold. We're not doing that in the cold.
No,
It's
dude.
got to be fall, spring, or something. It's got to be some nice
Gotta
weather.
keep putting up them hurricane shutters.
There it is. There it
Gotta
is.
shut her up.
Gotta shut her up. Yeah, if you shut her up, you could shut us up.
Yeah, that's right.
There you
Bingo.
go.
Bingo, Vlad. Give yourself a point.
But it can't be those accordion shutters. It has to be the other ones. Like I want you to suffer.
No, even accordion shutters, some doors you got to manually put them up.
Sometimes
Like
accordion.
your front door doesn't have your front door, and some of the doors around the house don't have accordion shutters. So
T says, gotta go dock that boat.
That's a good one. That is definitely a warm weather.
Oh man. Let's hear from Mike McDaniel. You got Mike McDaniel? This was Mike McDaniel on stuff. Just him yakking, yickety yakking, talking about narratives. This is what he had to say on that because he's also in there. He loves to chitter chat and say things. Like he's gonna have a lot of words to say, I'm sure. But here was Mike McDaniel on the narrative thing.
Yeah, no, that's the thing with narratives. There's one way to change them, and so my expectation would be, those who, the naysayers will, you prove them right, they'll be louder. So that's part of the territory. You carry that until you do something about it. And unfortunately, we didn't tonight.
You know what he should do so he doesn't look so cold? Like he should go with the QB wrist play watch, That way no one can see him shaking in the cold.
Nah, he's got to go.
Wait. They do.
Who?
Wait.
I'm talking about the coach.
Hold, dude.
What?
You
Did you see him shaking like
they
that?
gotta go.
You just see them thick ass glasses he wears?
Nah,
you want him to get smaller writing?
Nah, Leroy, he's got to go old school. He's got to get the old
He's
school.
gonna be like
Zuboff
Dan
pants.
Marino.
He's got to get the Zuboff pants. He's got to get the pro player thick, big jacket. Remember those old school those pro player or logo athletic jackets that would have covered him? Oh, he would have been so insulated in there. He would have been so warm.
He's worn warmer clothes. Why did he feel the need that it was hoodie weather? He's too small for that.
He was trying to show he's tough. Because you see, here's the thing: in the cold, if you only rock a hoodie or a sweater, that's tough.
Can you really look tough when you look like Rudolph with a red nose?
He's not Mike Tomlin.
But he's trying.
Wasn't Tomlin wearing a dry fit and just a ski cap yesterday?
Mike Tomlin was just wearing a beard.
Yeah. Hey, did you see when they interviewed him? He kind of gets his.
He just wears a beard.
You know what's crazy about that?
With sunglasses.
You know what's crazy about that? The fans been trying to run Mike Tomlin out of town for 5 years.
I know. It's crazy.
So like
that's crazy.
A guy that's never had, because he can't win a Super Bowl.
Well, he has won a Super Bowl. He just hasn't won the second one. And he hasn't been to a third Super Bowl. So he's been to 2 Super Bowl appearances, 1 Super Bowl. But there's one thing I can always say about Mike Tomlin. That's a leader among men. Like, he leads men. No matter what.
Yeah, but you don't, just because he looks the part.
But he is the part. It's not even looking the part. He is the part.
Okay.
It's not even looking. If you're the part, it's not looking the part. You are the part.
Gotta take those palms to the curb. Jaylen Waddle is from Barry Jackson. Apparently, he's talking in a media session right now. He said the cold weather was no factor on Thursday. Quote, they outplayed us, out-executed us.
Can't change those narratives, bro, till you win. Till you win.
Penguins do love the cold. He did have a good catch.
He did have a good catch.
I'll give him credit. He showed up.
He did. The others.
Javon Holland, the other snowman, who's supposedly again. Man, I know he's got that thumb thing, right? Doesn't he have a broken?
Yeah,
he has a broken something.
Yeah, he's been playing with a broken wing for a little bit.
He looked like it.
You know what made this weekend bad is to see all the other former, like anybody associated with the Dolphins do well. Van Ginkel.
Oh man,
you're watching the Arizona-Minnesota game, and all you see is that hair just flying everywhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know,
what did he do? Have another 3 sacks and a pick?
I know he was just making plays. I know they were down. He made a play, and then all of a sudden they came back and won.
Of course, it's all Van Ginkel does is just make impact plays.
And then following that, you see, wait a minute, the Eagles got a number 1 defense. I thought early in the year the Eagles defense stunk. All of a sudden now you win 8 games in a row. You have the number 1 defense.
All because Jalen Ramsey wasn't allowed to be moved around like a chess piece. He had to get rid of fangs.
Well, he's happy being moved around, but record's not showcasing that.
It's not reflecting too good.
Nope.
It's not reflecting too good. We got some Heat news. We are awaiting Jimmy Butler's status for tonight, but the Celtics have released their injury report. Kristaps Porzingis
not playing.
Out.
Yes.
Drew Holiday out.
Mm-hmm.
Al Horford out.
Yeah, you know why?
Because they played last
You don't
night.
need a center.
Fair point.
Oh, wow. Damn, Bam.
You're right.
Damn.
Tatum,
in.
Derek White, Jaylen Brown, questionable. Remember, they also played last
You know, they're basically saying,
y'all not even important for us to play
That's
our
insulting.
guys.
It's insulting.
Yeah.
It's insulting.
mm-hmm.
It's insulting.
And if you
And then
lose
if
to-
Pritchard goes,
oh my God, if you lose to Pritchard and Hauser,
oh my God. Hey, let me tell you something. Hey, Duncan, Tyler,
I can't wait to watch this game. This is the milk of a magnesia game.
Intangibles honor is on the line tonight.
This is the milk of magnesia game. Yes.
You know, I'm going to tell you who's going to showcase, though? Pella.
Oh my
Who's
God.
this guy?
Wait a minute.
Who's Pele?
Time out. Is there a chance I could get a 5-on-5 of intangibles? There might be 10 intangibles on the court.
No, because Nico's hurt at home. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Dude, we haven't seen something like that since the 60s.
Who's Pele Larson? I love this guy. I wish he was on our team.
This Tyler Hero's on fire.
You got Erik Spoelstra from last night. This was his hocus pocus from last night after losing to the Raptors, just saying words.
I mean, and he made that call on that play. I've seen him make a ton of those. To be able to get that clean of a look at that point in the game, yeah, you live with that. But again, we didn't do enough throughout the course of the game, you know, to really put our imprint on the game defensively, you know, to be worthy enough to win.
What? You sound
you know,
like damn.
Often in this league, you get what you deserve.
This guy's got he's got new.
Hey, wait a minute.
Sounds like Mike
He got 3 championships, but guess what? He still sounds like Mike McDaniel.
Dude, what does that mean? We're not. What are you, Wayne's World? We're not worthy. You want a stat?
What's that?
This is from Anthony Chang. With Bam Adebayo on the court last night in the loss to the Raptors, the Heat posted an elite defensive rating of 98.8 per 100 possessions. In the 9 minutes Adebayo was on the bench last night, the Heat allowed 190 points per 100 possessions.
Wait a minute. You go double. Doubled up.
That's crazy.
Wow. And I'm
Dude couldn't sit down.
And
Dude,
I'm
he could
insulting that
not-
man because he can't score. But clearly
he
his
can't-
presence.
listen,
Clearly his presence is needed.
Dude, listen, Bam cannot hit anything that it requires it being anything but a dunk. But I'll
He
be
missed the dunk.
I know that's true. But I'll be damned if you tell me that he's not important. Because he's sitting here and he's like, come on, Kevin, can I just sit? 2 fouls on Kevin Love.
Tired,
Back in the
boss.
game.
I'm tired, boss. I'm tired.
Listen, Bam, I know. He's like, Spo, didn't we draft a 7-footer? He goes, yeah, I know, but he doesn't know my system yet.
You think Spo told Bam he's gonna go through all of this during the summer? So that's why Bam.
No, he
was on.
lied to him in France. That's what he did. He lied to him. He used
So wait a minute. You think they had a glass of red wine?
Yes.
And Spo was just laying game to Bam and like
I'm telling you right now that there was a French accordion somewhere. They were having a baguette and some red wine.
A baguette.
And Spo was saying, "Oh, tell me, you seem so in love. It's about life, I love you shooting these threes. We should do some of that in the regular season." He goes, "Really, Spo? Yeah, man. Get back to training camp. All right, get back to dribble handoffs there, Adebayo. We just maxed out."
oui.
Oh,
Oui,
you
oui.
fell for it.
Bam, would you like some fromage?
I just turned you into American Rudy Gobert. Oh.
Point for Tobin.
Take a break. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you, 560 WQAM. Take you rascals up until 2 here on the program. Want to let you guys know once again that all week long, we are going to give away a pair of tickets each day to Rockville. Rockville is coming to Daytona International Speedway in May, and we've got your chance to win 4-day general admission passes to see a lot of great bands. Jennifer's, do you have a favorite amongst these, Jennifer, of these bands that are coming to Rockville?
I'm not really sure who's on the lineup.
Oh,
Can you please give me a list?
Yeah, I'd love to. I would love to give you a list. We got Shinedown, Green Day, Linkin Park,
sweet,
Korn, Oil Rat, and a whole lot more.
Oil Rat?
Yeah, dude, Oil Rat.
I love Oil Rat.
Oh, the Oil Rat is going to be at Rockville.
Well, also, A Day to Remember is going to be at Rockville. That's exciting.
Who?
A Day to Remember. I kind of missed their concert.
Man. Who could forget?
Clearly you did.
No, I was waiting for the -1.
Oh, wow. Preempted.
Starting it's a harsh start on a Monday from old Birderer over here. If you guys want to win tickets to Rockville, and also going to give away a grand prize, which is a Rockville holiday mystery box, which kind of also sounds like a band. You guys can keep listening for details. For more info on the Welcome to Rockville tour, go to Welcome to Rockville. That's just one R though, .com. But right now, caller number 4 to 305-567-0560. Caller 4 to 305-567-0560. Caller 4 will win our first pair of 4-day general admission tickets to Rockville. So
I need to go this year. It's a great lineup.
That is a great lineup. I was just past Daytona this yesterday. We were driving back from St. Augustine. Went up to
How was St. Augustine?
It was nice. I've never seen all the old architecture at St. Augustine. We were there to see the Christmas lights, which were cool. But I actually enjoyed seeing that fort. That was my son was playing in the moat.
You drove all the way up there for Christmas lights?
Yep.
Hey, it's worth it, I think.
My wife wanted to also get out of weather that was not hot, and then all of a sudden we come back and the weather's brisk anyway. But it was nice. We went. My son was playing in a moat. That was cool. I didn't know if he was allowed to or not, but we kind of just asked for forgiveness on that one. Schmeathan says the mystery box is a ticket to hell. Oh, they love hell at Rockville.
Highway to hell.
That's right. But yeah, caller 4 will win a pair of tickets to Rockville. 4-day general admission passes to Rockville.
The Struts are going to be there.
Oh, the Struts are going to be
there.
Your face.
Oh, boys.
Hey,
Tobin,
Tobin got everybody in the Hard Rock poker room to turn and look.
He's like, you guys don't talk like this. You don't talk like that.
I'm so sorry. I'm looking at the lineup for this past year. I'm so
sorry. So they're not there this year?
I'm offended because I just saw another band that I wanted to see this year, but they're not.
Rockville.com.
So you gave the wrong list.
My bad. I was excited. Under Oath is going to be there.
Let's see. Linkin Park, Rob Zombie,
Linkin Park,
Good Charlotte. Linkin Park is going to be there.
I'm confused.
Sleeping with Sirens is going to be there.
I'm confused by Linkin Park because they have a chick.
Well, the other guy, the lead singer.
No, but somebody was saying she was always there.
Oh, breaking news, by the way, for the Heat. Jimmy Butler out tonight.
Yeah, shocker.
Shocking. No Jimmy Butler tonight. Ira Winderman has said he is out.
JFig needs to go under oath for Washington.
There's a band called Body Count.
Yeah, that one threw me off.
Hey, by the way, that sounds like you need some eye black and black fingernails and tattoos all over your body to go to that one, right?
Insane Clown Posse still doing it. What is that called? Bullet is my Valentine?
Mm-hmm.
That's the name of a
No,
group.
isn't it Bullet for my van or something?
I
Like that?
can't. Well, it's got very. The font is very weird, JP. You might be right. I'll go with
I'm
you.
pretty sure it's Bullet for my Valentine. something like that.
Oh, and who can forget Mastodon? Rockville.
Attila's gonna be there. The plot in you, the red jumpsuit apparatus.
I
need to
know
go.
who's not gonna be there. Vlad.
You.
Facts. Me? Come on, man. Are you kidding me? I mean, at least I know who Lincoln Park is, or
I do.
and
Yeah.
Greendale.
I love
we
Lincoln
know
Park.
that.
I love
Yeah.
Lincoln Park. I could never figure out how a guy could sing like that for so long and didn't have an art and go, yeah, man, it's really fun being in the group and not lose his voice ever.
It's crazy. It's like a superpower.
Ever.
All right, we'll take a break. Play a little all right or no to close things out again. News: Jimmy Butler out tonight against the Celtics.
So he hurt his knee.
Yeah, he hurt his knee yesterday. Bang knees. Going for an and one. Brought the Heat within 3.
Uh-oh.
Bone bruise.
Yep. You knew it. You knew it. Bone bruise. You don't know. It could be 5 days or 5 months.
Sucks. Well, it's not like it's a big week for the Heat or anything like that, you know. Poor Jimmy.
Again.
Take a break. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and
tell you
Leroy
what.
here with you.
Oh, family.
You know, before you get to the family, Leroy, can we get a weather update from the Demesman and Dover law
You
firm?
can.
YourExitAttorneys.com, free consultation 24/7, call them at 866-954-MORE.
I see a plane going over. Families on it. Everybody buckle up. Cloudy. By the way, beautiful day out. Not a cloud in the sky. Slight breeze out of the, I want to say it's got to be out of the north, either northeast or whatever. And it is a beautiful 75 degrees at this moment. Glorious weekend. Started off every day, if you notice, started off really cloudy. It was weird. Then it became sunny. But man, this is why we live in Florida. This
It is
weather
nice.
right here.
It is
It
nice.
is
5
nice.
degrees.
It is nice.
Wind gusting north 13 miles per hour.
Yeah. You know that. You feel like cool air.
See,
You
that
know
thing-
it's coming out of the north.
That's that golf. That's that golfer. The golfers know.
Yeah.
Golfers know, dude.
Oh, you got to wear layers too. I had on some sleeves. Then I put a little jacket over because it was like 50, 53.
So you didn't Mike McDaniel the situation.
No, dude, I ain't going to see. Here's the difference between an athlete and a coach. A coach will look cold on the sidelines, but an athlete is not going to let the other team even think that you're cold. You see what I'm saying? You can't do it.
The coach cannot be shivering when he's holding the piece of.
The coach is cold. That's okay.
Now, Andy Reid sits there. It doesn't matter what the weather is. He's got his
Well,
big
because he
jacket
can't-
on. He's got snot.
Andy Reid is wrapped with 3 Mike McDaniels. Right? Like, right.
At
He
least
always looks so cozy.
he does. He's got, but he,
Hey,
remember,
wait. You know, some of these coaches wear those heated jackets underneath, right?
he didn't. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, he should have just gone with that. I don't know why he tried to prove a point with the hoodie.
If Andy Reid wears a heated jacket, there's food inside that jacket.
Snacks.
That's food. There's burgers. That's
He's-
food.
Definitely has a
In
snack.
other words,
Burgers.
he bundle Rooski in. So he got some nuggies in there.
Oh, he got nuggets. He got.
My all right goes to the Panthers, winners of 3 in a row. Spencer Knight got a shutout, and they were the only team not to embarrass us this weekend. The Cats are back, and congrats to them. My oh no, Sebastian the Ibis.
Oh no!
It's not the time to be hitting up the honeys for numbers during the fourth quarter, dude.
He was talking. That's number one.
He
No,
was spitting some game.
Yeah.
According to Ashley Wenskoski of ESPN, Sebastian the Ibis, Miami's mascot, just kneeled down and asked me for my number mid-drive. Feels like he has bigger things to worry about with his team on the ropes in the fourth quarter of the Dome, but who am I to say?
Why is she snitching? Like, first of all, you should be happy at them buddies hollering at you.
No, it's a mascot. That's weird.
It's not
I'm
weird.
gonna tell you what.
It's weird.
She got to be higher than an 8 to do that.
Yeah, well, she better be nice looking.
Yeah. You can't be. You can't. You're like. No.
Yeah, what's her name? Let's look her up.
Wenskoski?
All right.
But she's right, though. It's the fourth quarter. If you want to do that up 21-0, Sebastian, okay. But mid-fourth quarter, defense, giving things up willy-nilly, the mascot has to have eye on the prize. You know, it used to be a day, that costume with honor, you used to go into the end zone during the Sugar Bowl. Get penalties. That's what Sebastian was king. Man, crazy.
Ashley Wasaki, you said?
When?
I think I agree
Len
with Schmeathan for the
Koski.
first time. I think you shouldn't really rate women on
We're not
Area.
rating them. I didn't say what her rating. I didn't say no. We didn't rate her.
You literally said she has to be higher than an 8.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you're going to go ahead and say it
And
is
I
what
would
you
say the same thing for a dude.
Hmm?
Like if you're a 5, you can't be turning down nothing.
Well, you want to know something, Leroy? He's neither because he's supposed to be a cartoon bird at the time.
I know.
He ain't
I'm
even
not
supposed to
saying-
be speaking.
I'm not saying in this situation, but I'm saying just putting people out there.
She's not putting person. She's putting a cartoon bird on blast.
She did.
She did. She
Stunt
did.
Steve says Sebastian and Victor, one and the same. Horny mascots.
Hey,
True.
it's South Florida. That's South Florida for you.
Keep head on a swivel, Bernie. What do you got, Leroy?
So I have one all right and two old no's. My all right goes to Dre, who caught his first iguana.
Sure did.
All right.
My oh no goes to, and it has to be mentioned, the kerfuffle that happened after the Michigan Ohio State football game, and where players had to get pepper sprayed. I would say in a rivalry game, take your L and just be done with it. Don't get mad after the game and fight after the game. You had 60 minutes to fight.
Damage is done.
Damage is done. That's right. So just lick your wounds. You know what this game is about. Lick your wounds and move on. All right. I have another one.
Okay.
That goes to Dre.
Wow.
He tried to eat everybody who tried to take the iguana away from him.
Oh.
He wanted to bring it in the house and bury it under the couch. And he literally was growling at anybody who tried to take his iguana that he caught.
He didn't have a talk with Zeus?
And now he has the poops.
Pooping lizard?
No, he's I guess. But he laying down and he said, "Oh, I'm sick." he's sick. So yeah. So now we got that.
You sure it's not from Thanksgiving leftovers?
No.
All right.
No. It's from that's the only thing of substance he's eaten other than his normal meals.
Jennifer?
So my all right is simply just for how thankful I am to be around a family that I was able to sit around and have a nice dinner with and enjoy each other's company, and to have you guys, which I'm glad that we all get along. Very thankful for you guys.
Yeah, we get along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we don't have beef. Anyway, my own no goes to a former Dolphins player.
I get the reference. I get it.
Wink. No, I'm kidding. Stop it.
Right.
My own no goes to a former Dolphins player.
Who?
Matt Collins.
Why?
For arriving barefoot yesterday to the
the
Bills game.
He says he wants to be one with the earth.
He's a hippie.
No. No offense, but you can take the man out of Miami, but you can't take the Pata Sucia out of the man.
Well, it's very annoying how he's already won the division. Gets away from here.
And he warmed up barefoot too.
Yep.
Look at this.
Yep. He's very look at me.
No.
Oh, slide that big toe, bro.
Oh. Hey.
He got some flappers.
At least his is straight.
For a football player, I feel like he has nice toes.
Yeah.
What do you got, Vlad, for your all right? No.
My all right goes to Russell Wilson.
Yeah. Balling.
414. Yeah.
414 yards. I put him in the grave, man. I thought it's done. He was donezo.
Yep.
I really thought he was donezo.
He throws that deep ball.
Yeah, it's the best.
Yeah.
He's the best deep passer that I've ever seen.
Purdy.
My own now? I mean, this guy started the horrible Thanksgiving weekend when you watched them. It was irony. It was funny because I'm listening to the game right before game day uncensored pregame starts, and Matt Eberflus.
Crazy.
Oh no! That was one of the worst time game management I've ever seen. And you're lucky they fired you on Saturday, because I would have fired you on Thursday. I would have fired you right after the game, but they fired him on Saturday. But that's the no. Matt Eberflus, terrible game management towards the end of that Lions and Bears game.
Sure was.
Oh my goodness.
He gets my no.
Sure was. I saw some the Notre Dame coaches getting some buzz around that Bears job.
Really?
Really?
Yep. That's floating around Twitter.
Isn't he like 13?
What do you mean?
He's young, isn't he?
Young coaches are all the rage now, dude.
Yeah, you got to get with it, man.
You know, I'll tell you what's not going to be all the rage: skinny coaches.
Oh,
Need a fat coach.
Why are you saying that for?
Got to brave the cold.
Hey,
Fat man friendly weather.
wait a minute. All the coaches, what coaches are fat, dude?
Andy
Mike
Reid.
Tomlin ain't fat.
He's got a little cushion.
No, dude.
He's not
No.
jacked. He's not like D'Amico.
Yeah, but he just got done playing. D'Amico just got done playing.
D'Amico Ryan looks like he could give Mike McDaniel a piggyback ride.
He looks like if they don't do it right, he gonna go out there and show them how to do it.
Oh, terrible.
How are you feeling, Tobin?
Feel better. I mean, you know, I'm a little bummed Jimmy's not playing tonight because, you know, I really wanted Jimmy to, you know, get a matchup against the Celtics. You know, he talked all that stuff at the end of last year. He was on Netflix. He said F Boston. Pat Riley told him to shut up if he's not playing. And now yet again, he's not playing.
All right, are you gonna make up with?
Wait, you started off. You complaining about him not playing, but you started off beforehand by saying this is why you want him to be on the maintenance program.
Well, he shouldn't have played last night.
Why?
Why?
Toronto, dude. You don't gotta waste Jimmy on Toronto.
When you
you want him to.
So you want him to Embiid the situation? Don't play back to backs.
Yeah, but like he earned it. Joel Embiid hasn't earned squadouche.
Have you really earned it?
He has earned it.
Really?
He has earned it.
Really?
He
The last.
took-
So you
look what Gabe Vincent has become with LeBron. That man was his starting point guard. He took him to the finals. He won a finals game with Kelly Olynyk. That earned you a Toronto night off. Doesn't matter now though. Damage is done. Now he's gonna be out all week. Stupid.
How do you really feel?
Tell us how you really feel, Tobin.
I don't feel good. I don't feel good. I know Mike McDaniel's going to talk in a matter of minutes, and he's going to annoy me too. I just really, really could use some good stuff, you know? And you know, the Panthers are trying to get me, but honestly, Panthers was a holiday weekend, and I got lost in the sauce. But you know what? Leroy was right. You know, you guys were going to bounce back. And honestly, it's funny how the Panthers really only care about games that are against teams that are you know, they're like,
Good.
they're above us in the standings. Let's go kick their ass.
Yeah, but that's what happens when you're the champs.
But that's
Like
it works the opposite way. It's like when you're the best, you want to make damn sure that all the teams who think they're as good as you know it. Right? So that's kind of what the Panthers do. When you look at the Dolphins, they usually take care of all the teams that they're better than. And then all the teams that we think or we say they should be competing against, they lose to, which means they're not as good.
See, our boy Lomberg got his ass kicked this weekend, JFig.
I saw that video.
Yeah, it's tough.
He got manhandled?
Oh, did he get manhandled?
I also feel like he didn't like the first punch. He kind of like lost leverage there because he was trying to get up the whole time.
It's all about getting the leverage in a hockey fight. You want the high ground.
That's what happens when you leave Miami.
It's true.
Well,
Sunrise. High ground.
No, but in a fight, he got the high ground more in Miami than he did in Calgary. Fat cat Loms.
He fat cat. He's a tiny dude. He's not that big.
We'll talk to you rascals tomorrow.